Hey, welcome, THL to Friday Night Fights. I'm your host, Saku. Joining me tonight, we have Rabobson and Corridon. How are you guys doing?
You can start, Corridon.
Oh, thank you. Didn't want to run over. Doing well. Had weekend. It's Friday. Finally, time for some good old Hearthstone action. Full night, so I'm ready to go.
And for me, it's 1 a.m, which is the perfect time for Hearthstone. I've lost 3 out of 3 matches so far this week, so I hope to see somebody win because it has not been. I'm already a little bit salty.
So the salt all the way across the pond. It is the Atlantic, so.
The Atlantic is pretty salty.
Yeah,
Half of it's me at the moment.
So there we go. So if you guys want to jump right into the deck lists that the players have, we have 2 bands that are going on. So we have Glee that has his Druid band and Ufric's Rogue is banned. So flip over to that deck list screen and you guys take it away.
Yeah. So Ufric has had his Poison Rogue banned, and he's probably pretty happy about that because the 3 decks he gets to play still are Mage, Warlock, and Shaman, which are probably the 3 decks that you'd want to be playing at any given time in the current meta of Hearthstone. And they also, Ufric's line appears to be, target Warlock. And Glay happen to have a Warlock, so it's going to come down, I think, predominantly to can Glay's D6 Warlock get through, or is Ufric just going to be able to hit him in the face constantly? It's worth noting that Ufric's running a pretty interesting Shaman. It's like an aggro overload Shaman. So, double Lightning Bolt, double Serpent Ball. The only elementals he's running are Cage Match Custodian and Imprisoned Phoenix. Imprisoned Phoenix hasn't been run in a deck that I've seen in forever. So it'd be interesting to see if that Shaman functions as intended, or if it's, a bit too cute. The Mage is something that we are pretty used to seeing, but does go all the way up to the top with 2 Apexis Blast and a Mask of Cthulhu, so it's really burn heavy. And also running double Minari Mosher in his Warlock to make it a D8 lock. So it's clearly the strategy here is to beat up on Warlocks. If Glay had had a handlock, he'd be very sad about it, but does have a D6 of his own. And Corridon, you can talk about what else Glay has, because I'm sure everyone's getting sick of hearing the sound of my voice.
Yeah, no, it's interesting to see the 2 lineups, right? As you went over Ufrix, he almost has a little bit of what we saw last meta with the masks and the Apexis Blast and the mages, and the Shaman kind of missing a Brucon, and it would look very similar to what we saw Shamans doing at the end there. We've got the Quest Shaman coming out, pretty standard build coming out for Glee. Going more for the Fell Demon Hunter build, not so much the Quest one with the Brute Demon Hunter, as people have been so nicely putting it, that hasn't been performing the best at the mountain so far. And then just your good old Garden Variety D6 Warlock as well, as you had mentioned in the earlier go on. So it's going to be interesting. You're right. It's going to be, can this Warlock sneak through and hit the ultimate, double free admission and get past the Doom Hammers and the hyper aggression that Ufric has brought to his lineup this week?
Yeah, I just love that. It's possibly the most Canadian way of talking about a Masters tour in the mountain.
That's it. It hasn't been doing well. I've been watching pretty much all day. I've had it on since 1 o'clock, and I think the theme of it is people are pretty upset with the way that deck performed. Even Blythe, who was kind of the father of the deck, took to Twitter and was pretty open about his disappointment in bringing the Brute, but also might have baited more than a handful of other competitors into bringing it. So It's a very
Yeah.
interesting deck. I do think this Fell DH that we see from Glee is a bit better into a more aggressive style. But it really does well into minion based boards, which Ufric
Yes.
is literally running no minions. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Ufric's entire lineup, I think you could probably count the number of minions in it. The rogue runs 1 minion.
yeah,
The mage runs 0.
yeah,
The warlock runs the 8 demons, obviously, and the shaman runs 4.
yeah.
So, that is 5 minions in 3 decks, and then the D8 lock. So all that stuff like the Fellscream Blast, the Chaos Leeches, there's no I-Beam in there, but all this kind of minion targeted stuff, we're going to see a lot of Talented Arcanist, Chaos Leech itself type plays from Glay on the Demon Hunter. It's like you say, it really wants to be hitting minion-based aggressive decks, not just burn decks.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to see how that goes for them, but I think the players might be ready. Saku,
Yeah,
are we good to go?
I was just about to cue you guys just to say they're ready to go. So I just gave them the green light. So we have Glee, who we're going to spectate first, who'll be at the bottom of the screen with Ufric at the top. Just wait for some eyeballs.
Is a pro series, so it is open decklist as we clearly have been going through them. Bread Ape for Ufric, Swagoy for Glee. Glee hoping to get the first win on the season for himself, and hopefully give Swagoy a little bit of a boost as they've been missing their first 2 weeks, just shy.
And looks like Glay has not got spectate on. Neither does Ufric.
Both don't.
So just going to have to let them know.
Yeah, BattleNet's a little bit wonky at times, so.
Oh, he invites me. Fantastic.
All is well. Let's see what they're getting into in game 1.
Oh, you guys are spectating now? You guys are good?
I'm on Glee.
Okay. I can't see either one.
Yeah, Glee had to invite.
Okay.
Yep, and just so we're all aware, Glee is on the Warlock, Ufric is on the Mage.
All right, just double checking with Ufric to see if my BattleNet's acting funny or.
I can't spectate Ufric either.
Yeah.
Okay, he said BattleNet bug, so.
That is unfortunate. So I can see Glee's hand. Can we all see Glee's hand?
Not yet. So, but you can run us through the radio style.
Yeah. Well, obviously Glee is on the Warlock, and unfortunately has drawn 2 full cost minions, which you are never happy to see as the Warlock.
Well met.
Ufric's just got here, and we have a coin Incanter's Flow in the hand, which, as a mage, you're pretty happy to see. There is a Flurry as the Frost spell, which is going to be pretty difficult for him to get off against a D6 Warlock. But Glee's got a pretty slow opening hand to be getting along with. No Rod, no Backfire, nothing really to be doing just yet.
Yeah, that's really tough in an already pretty unfavorable match, I would say, to have 2 minions already in the hand, no discounts, and not the start that you're looking for off the rod. So it's going to be difficult to keep going with that in the Warlock matchup.
Yeah. And when you see the coin flow, you're just like, oh man. Yeah, and Glay rips possibly the single worst card he could have. The second Stealer of Souls. So now the Rod is crucial for Glay to be able to get any kind of combo tone going. Because when you have 2 full cost Stealer of Souls, a hand of Gul'dan with no Matron, it is hard to get anything going.
Okay, now we have both players on screen finally. Sorry about that.
Praise be to Jesus.
There we
This-
go.
This,
Oof.
this bodes well for the BG's portion of the stream, doesn't it, boys?
Honestly, BG's isn't the worst, right? It's just trying to get the friends list sorted out, and by the time you get to the BG's, friends list is finally populated fully, so it is usually not too many hiccups. It's just the beginning here. That dang friends list always been a pain. But yeah, not a whole lot for Glee to do in these first few turns. Just kind of letting Ufric do whatever he needs to do to get his game plan online.
Yeah. And the thing is, and we're up to 4 demons fully costed in the hand. There's still 2 or 3 admissions in the deck. And they're going to draw a Matron and a Glare, unless they come off the top next. But what Glare is really highlighting here is... Oh, and that's a 4 unnerved Refreshing Spring Water, able to come down next turn. There's a minion with the Apexic Blast, and Ufric's already generating quite a bit of burn here.
Yeah, it's almost just getting to the point where even the flurries aren't playable right now, but Ufric's just going to be able to start throwing damage at the face, and without having a ton of healing, really just having the soul shear, not seeing anything out quite yet. Not going to be able to heal up, and those cards that cost health might not be playable.
Yeah, there's finally that rod. Glare can start discounting this hand very slowly for the time being. And there's finally something for this flurry to be played on. If it can get a little bit more quest completion going, it just keeps picking up burn.
A lot of burn. Does get the ice block, so able to proc number 2 of the quest on the Frost. So it's a very nice draw there by Ufric.
Yeah, just gonna be seeing how much of the quest can get through this turn with a flurry, a fireball, and a ruined orb. Can get through the first stage of the quest and get the arcane proc of the second, which can then be followed up by an ice barrier.
Time runs out on me.
Or just play the full cost fireball this turn. I think we're going to see some burn. Just level straight at the face.
Ooh,
there it goes.
Oh, wow.
And it's more damage. More damage, good. Glare, it's a very awkward position because this Rude Mithril Rod, it has to come down. It's the only way that this deck could do anything at this point because both the Steelers, they need to be discounted. But he needs to get some quest completion going. He needs to draw a lot of cards. He needs to not lower his health too much because Ufric has so much burn in the deck, and he needs to deal with this rest because that can get kind of problematic, especially with prismatic primordial studies here. That guy is going to have to forego any kind of quest advancement for this turn, which he's not going to be happy about. And the second unnerved Refreshing Spring Water comes into the hand.
Oof. Yeah, this is a tough spot for Glee right now. Going to be able to cycle through a little bit more, but like you said, I think the quest is secondary for Ufric right now. Just being able to throw as much burn as he really chooses to at the face.
Just going for it.
Yeah.
So that gets the first stage of the quest out the way, picks up the 0-cost Brain Freeze,
Ooh,
and a Ignite. So that is another round of quest completed with the Brain Freeze, the Ignite, and the Ruined Orb. And it's worth noting that Glare is down to 12 health.
Yeah, and I mean, he's gonna have to pop this backfire, I think, just to be able to draw through a little bit more. Touch of the Nazareth is a decent pickup. You're gonna be able to heal a little bit, but
Yeah, I mean, that's got to go on this 5-1,
yeah,
unfortunately, for Glay, because he also needs to play at least one card before the backfire to. Prioritizing the tap for the time being is. It is essentially a free tap which nets you 1 health. But it does not help with the hand size issues Glay is facing. And it doesn't draw quite enough cards as the backfire would do to progress anything with this rod. So I think I
yeah.
would have preferred the touch of the Nathrazim there slightly into the backfire, reduce your hand, and maybe get some kind of progress going, because this hand it just keeps getting clunkier and clunkier.
Yeah, I think I know he didn't want to. Maybe he didn't want to rip the backfire because it was 3 damage and he was only needing the 2, and he's valuing the 3 damage on the second step. But wow, that oh my
Oh,
goodness,
you just
did play
ripped
it,
that
right?
right now, right?
Yeah, you just
You
got,
ripped
he's on
Mask God
3.
6.
Yeah,
You risked Mask God 6, and now this backfire is unplayable.
wow.
Quite literally. I see if there was that extra 4 health from the touch there, and a bit more quest, but even with a bit of extra quest completion, Glay can't really afford to lose enough health to get the quest completed.
No, and then
Would
that's the
just die.
biggest issue. It's just he's just kind of sitting here looking. I mean, we could tap, really try to find anything, but you just burn whatever you tap. There's suppose demonic tapped. You could find a tour guide.
Well, there's no tour guides.
Tour guides, no, yeah, D6, right? So
yeah, and we could see a mortal coil touch from Nathras in here.
just to but I just don't think it's enough. There is still
There's
8
Fireball
coming out.
Ignite in the hand, and that's game over.
That's 8.
That was the Vex's Blast as well. Take your pick.
Unfortunately, he has to watch the quest completion here. But lethal the whole way. Doesn't play the top deck to Pax's Blast, just gives it to him the whole way.
Yep, and that's the mage out the way for Ufric. Be interesting to see whether Glay sticks with this Warlock or tries something else. Maybe tries to hit the Shaman, I think would be the plan with the other 2 decks, because the other 2 decks have a decent chance, have a pretty good chance of beating that Shaman. What Ufric really needs to hit is the Shaman into the Warlock, and what Glay needs to hit into is the Shaman into the other 2.
Does stick with it, so Ufric finds the Glee does find the favorable here.
No, Glay finds the unfavorable.
I keep forgetting it's D6.
Yeah, the difference between
D6 versus the handlock version. Handlock is favorable into the quest, or I guess not quest in Ufric's sense of it right now.
Yeah, I mean this is pure aggro Shaman, which is not really a deck that anyone thinks of or knows about. There's of course the aggro elemental Shaman we're all familiar with, but this doesn't really. This has cut all the elemental package for just straight up.
This is just
Spell damage and burn.
Well, we do have the Runed Rod in hand for Glee finally with the free admission, so a lot better of a start than he saw last game.
Yes. The coin rod into the free admission with the Hand of Gul'dan if he picks up something like a Stealer and a Matron, which is even more likely now that the glares come into hand. This could be APM City.
Yeah, he could pop off here even before we see a Doom Hammer. Both drawn into the hand. And quite a bit of damage starting to stack up for Ufric as well.
Yes.
All right, School Spirits.
All right, let's see what's in the box. It's a glare.
And it said, ooh, a Matron. Okay. Still
But-
looking for that Stealer, but
Yeah, that's probably that's not really what Glay wanted to see. One of
No.
those really needed to be the Stealer for him to pop off. Obviously, he can draw a lot of cards, but the drawing of the cards is secondary to being able to play them with health and just complete your entire quest in one turn. And Ufric has a bit of an awkward turn here. I think last turn should maybe have played out one of the overload spells in order to not be overload to play the Dungeoneer this turn, not be
Right.
overloaded into the Doomhammer turn. And just going to drop down the Phoenix. It's going to come live the turn after the Doomhammer is played. So there will be 4 mana available for the Serpent Shire and Lightning Bolt. And let's just see what happens, I guess.
yeah, backfire.
Dark
Massive
Blur,
draw.
Backfire.
Do you throw
Oh.
double dark or no?
Ooh. Glaze maybe looking to hold off for one more turn. Maybe just play a School Spirits and just a life tap for this turn. I would use one Glare because he's possibly the more expensive Glare, as you do want to be able to go off with the cheaper Glare with the Stealer when you do pick it up. And the thinking behind the Matron is possibly going to be that he wants to keep this cheap
Oh,
Glare
there's the
and the
Stealer.
Backfire with the Stealer. And
Yeah.
yes, this doesn't look great for Rick. There's the second Stealer. Rod has got full usage.
And clear board.
Yep. So it's Doomhammer, say go.
Yeah, it's going to be a fast turn for Glee. I expect to see before the turn even it turns over to him. He's going to start playing cards.
Yeah.
He's already kind of mousing over them, getting used to the rhythm of where he's
I
going.
must ponder.
Yeah. You can see him planning out the minutiae of this turn.
100%. It's really
Uh,
smart because if you're not used to the APM on it, or maybe it's just you've got 2 amazing draw engines right now in the backfires, which is typically where this deck will falter. Is you have the greatest, but you just falter on the draw.
Yeah,
Wow.
I would expect to see double Glare, 3-cost Stealer, 1-cost Backfire, everything restores your health for 2.
Here we go.
And here we go. It's going to be pretty hard to narrate this one play by play, but I'll do my best.
Animations are going to be the worst thing for Glee here, I think.
Yep, absolutely.
Looking for the other hand of Gul'dan or a free admissions here.
We're past the hand of Gul'dan here. With the Backfire, it's just play anything which draws cards.
Go get it.
Go with the Backfire first. Just gonna play everything humanly possible.
You have to be very careful about hand size here as well.
Yes.
Here's the road.
Crucial to not burn your Tamsin while you're doing all this crazy stuff. This is obviously a quest completion, and Tamsin is going to be able to be played. It's all just a matter of APM play.
I don't think he's going to have the mana to play Tamsin.
Yeah, because he killed off the glares quite early on in that sequence.
Right, so Tamsin next turn. But I still think that's pretty much seals the deal. Tamsin comes out on just 2 damage, and then the remainder is pretty much solidified in the hand for Glee.
Yes, this game is over.
There's just unfortunately nothing Ufric can do. He can count, maybe find something. Double Novice Zapper is in hand. The Phoenix has popped, so he's only got 4 mana though.
Yeah, Glade's just going to do something like equip the Ruined Mithril Rod, play Tamsin, and then play all these cards with the glowing red numbers.
Yeah.
And then that should be lethal. I've not even counted this, to be perfectly honest with you.
He's 4. Oh, well, that's definitely not the way to find lethal.
There was no lethal available here for Ufric. If he had one more turn, Glade would be dead. However, that's not a luxury that he has.
He was 3 off there, or 4 off there, which is very, very close.
Yep. Here we go. Tamsin's going to come down. And... yeah, that's lethal. And that was a crucial win for Glade, as the hard target of Ufric has got through. And now that leaves this aggro Burn Shaman into 2 pretty strong anti-aggro decks from Glade, with the Quest Shaman and the Fell Demon Hunter. So, I did question at the start, can this Shaman, do the business, or is it a bit cute? And so far, it's bordering on a bit cute.
Yeah, I mean, the Shaman it did what it needed to. The unfortunate part is the Warlock did just pop off there, found pretty much everything it required to edge out the Shaman, but Glee was only 4 points damage off there. It's playing the double 1 mana spell damage and the lightning bolt, so gave himself the best outs. Did Ufric so, and we'll have to see if he can do it again.
I think what we saw there is the issue with the Shaman is, or any kind of Shaman targeting D6 Warlock, is D6 Warlock is going to look to go off, I'd say, between turn 5 and turn 6. Shaman is not really doing its most powerful stuff until between turn 6 and turn 7. Because you need to play Doomhammer on 5, you need to let the Overload subside on 6, there's not too much you can do there, and then you need to go off on turn 7. D6 Warlock has already killed you by turn 7.
Well, we're going to see if Ufric can do the same, and that is a start. That is a start.
I can already tell you now that Glade's win condition is Ufric milling Tamsin.
Yeah, Ufric drawing too much and just milling his own quest. Absolutely. Wow, coin into double free admission is just, I can only imagine Glee.
Glide.
Okay.
We found a win condition, boys.
You have to. Yeah. And the issue with the Glide is you've got to play either top deck stuff that is very cheap and playable, or play everything on the left side of your hand very quickly.
Yeah, so Glade is going to be clearing out these spells on the left-hand side, I would imagine, and just looking to get the Glide off as soon as possible. Especially once he sees a coin free admission come out.
And that's the biggest thing, is we're probably going to see both of these free admissions pop off.
And then the Glide.
And then a Glide, yeah. So, can't imagine, because he doesn't run the Glides normally. So I can't imagine why we would hold the coin free admissions here.
I wonder.
Do you play around Discovered Glide? You probably don't.
It's such a difficult...
Like, there are, I think, about 12 different outcast options. That, the Stealer and the Matron and the Hand.
But unfortunately, even if he wanted to go off, he can't do it next turn.
No, it's one
And
turn off. with
just the
coin having
glide
been-
sitting there right in the middle.
I grow impatient.
Yeah, the only issue is the immolation on an empty board into the sigil, into the discovered card, into outcast position. It's a pretty hard telegraph as to what that card is. But if you Glay,
The only play you have, really.
this is slightly less of a telegraph. It still works, as you don't really want to draw the sigil card when you're going to be playing the glide anyway. But
Yeah,
Rod gives pretty nice play for Ufric to go.
Yeah.
So he doesn't have to commit to the free admission. That's going to still be in the deck for after the glide. And the glide is actually going to give him a full round of discounts on
Yeah,
the Rod.
his full hit is gonna proc off, and he's not gonna have to use any of his draw engine to do so.
And we're right back to
Milling quest reward.
yep.
Well, this might make Lee second guess a glide.
It might do.
I guess the question Glee is going to have to go through this turn is, is he going to value the discounts over what's already in the hands?
Demons.
Our vision, clearly, the glide would be more than capable to deal with this, because next turn, we're going to see a lot of quest completions, provided we can get more card draw.
Yep, so we're gonna go off here with the Stealer Matron, or just gonna try and save it till can fit in a glare as well. Looks like that's what he's gonna go for. Double Stealer, double Matron. I think it's got to be glare.
Now we see this. Yeah, we're going to see this glide here. I can't imagine, after seeing double free admission, anything else is out of the question.
Yep, here we go.
Use up some of those resources to facilitate a little bit of a better hand control, and goodbye discounts. But hello discounts.
Hello, other discounts. And what do we see? Is there going to be a Stealer there? There isn't a Stealer. Glay just bought himself a lot of time. And the Rod discounts they weren't
awkward.
great.
No, yeah. So very smart, because of the free admission. It left the one draw up on Ufric's turn. So the backfire is the only card that got the double discount.
Yeah, it lined up very nicely.
There is the glare.
And there is no Stealer.
Oh my god, it's getting very close. And if Demon Hunter is good at anything, it's pushing damage, especially with some of the other cards that have been run. Do you have the Fell Barrage? We do have the Chaos Strikes. There's Jace.
The Jace.
And
there's Skull. Remember
my
Skull?
goodness.
Remember that card?
Warlock.
When we used to just play it in every... Oh. So we can Chaos Leech one of these 1/3s, and then Talented Arcanist Fell Barrage is going to hit in the face for another 4. If Glay is looking to go for that, just push as much damage as possible. When you see a full cost Demonic Assault to your own face, you gotta think that their hand is looking really clunky.
Yeah, it just kind of shows that after that glide, there's not a whole lot going on for Ufric in the hand.
Yeah,
or he's holding on to things that he requires
I grow
the combo
impatient.
pieces for.
Time grows short.
So it was just holding off on the glide for that one turn from Glay is really
It was really
good
good play.
into this game. Ufric played around the glide, but then Glay played around Ufric playing around the glide. Pretty.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if the turn where Ufric
Hold
played
on.
the second free admissions.
That is a Dark Alley Pact. I didn't even clock on that card before.
Oh my goodness, Yeah, he runs 2. I didn't even go through the deck list really that closely. I saw 28 cards that looked very standard, but that is a 7/7.
That is a 7/7, which I did not see coming. To be perfectly honest with you.
So
Now,
what other
if-
spells has been played? We've played a single Immolation Aura already.
Demons.
What I want to see
Demons.
is I want to see Glay go Talented Arcanist for 2, Immolation Aura, Chaos Leech to 7/7, play Talented Arcanist again, Fell Barrage, hit him in the face for 8. Called it.
Yeah, base is the place, and Jace next turn is going to be able to do quite a bit.
We could see the Illidari stories come down first, maybe pick up the 3/2 Demon.
Yeah, that would be
Put him to 1.
lethal.
It wouldn't be lethal. It gives +3 attack. And
It would be discounted, then he'd be able to hero power.
no, it costs 3 usually.
Does that one
I
cost
grow
3?
impatient.
Yes. Just going for the re-equipping the Adrashi Warblades here. So Freak's on 4, and this is actually looking surprisingly close.
Yeah, again, a Warlock set to a health total that is not facilitating a lot of draw.
No.
So many possibilities.
And what's in Jace currently?
Double
Okay.
ammo, Fell
I think it's the Fell Barrage is from Jace is currently lethal. If Ufric does nothing.
Yep.
There's been no Furies and no Chaos Strikes played, so there's no plus attack. It's largely board based. It's all board based stuff except the Fell Barrages.
Yeah, just the
So Ufric-
single Fell Barrage.
Ufric has to play minions to survive. Also needs to heal. Needs to do a lot of stuff. This hand does nothing. And this is the weakness of D6 Lock. Discards the Menari
Oh
Bosha.
no, that was
There goes the healing.
it was a 50-50 and the Minari lost.
Menari lost big time.
To be able to heal up to 8 here.
Yes. And with a minion on the board, the Fell Barrage is not going to hit face. So Glay is going to have to go
Amidst the
for.
flames.
He's still just going to go for it there.
Shall we?
Was there a Chaos Strike that I missed?
Oh, it does. Yeah, it will go face.
There was a Fury.
Oh, right, the Fury very early on to get the.
Oh, and there was 2 Fell Barrages, so it just panned out as
They were
lethal,
just,
and I
yeah.
guess with the Fury, with the second Fell Barrage, with all the stuff, very good chance of that being lethal. And Jace just kind of showing that it was kind of a sleeper card prior to the set release, and even for the first few weeks of the expansion, nobody was really talking about Jace, and turns out that Fell spells are just quite good, and when you get to play all of them, Jace is just kind of like what Tess could have been.
Yes, yeah. I think that's the biggest thing is people didn't realize which cards really were the fells and the impact that they could have. Now, getting something like a Fell Barrage and even Chaos Leech is an okay card to facilitate that. You even see Metamorphosis starting to get played again to push just like a little extra damage if it had been played and used already earlier on.
Yeah. Ooh. So yes. You know, we can just go to the bathroom for this matchup. Like,
We'll come
That
back
was-
and we'll still be going.
well, no, the demon's gonna win it. The warlock's gonna win it. Even this is miserable.
Well,
It's just one of those
three-
matchups where you just don't know what the hell. I'm just so confused by the Dark Alley Pact because I want to know what was cut to put it in. Because there's already 2 Minari Moshas, and now there's 2 Dark Alley Pacts as well. What isn't in this deck?
That is a great question. I don't really have an answer for you though.
Answers on a postcard.
Yeah, it's a very interesting inclusion that I can't put my finger on what is in instead of it.
Trying to look at HS replay right now to see.
No, it's the soul fragment stuff. There's no soul shears and there's no school spirits in this
Right,
deck.
so just
They've
pull
been
that right out.
Yeah, they've been replaced with Moshas and the Dark Alley Pacts.
Interesting.
Yeah. Interesting is one way of putting it.
It's a very interesting way to build the Warlock. We'll have to see if it gets through. I mean, sometimes you just can't deal with a 7/7 or an 8/8, depending on your hand size at that point in time. Another way to cheat out a flesh giant, I suppose. 4-mana flesh giant still.
Overdraft is a pretty nice pickup once Blair's going to be looking to try and get some form of burn going, which is the only way of winning this matchup.
Job's done. Yeah, really free to use as much overload as he chooses to right now.
Yeah, I find that matches with D6 or D8 Warlock, they go one of two very different ways. One, where you kind of look at it and go, how the hell does this deck lose? And another where you look at it and go, how the hell does this deck win?
Yeah. I mean, he has drawn 3 of his demons. Minari, not really the matter of draw. You'd rather draw that one, but Claire has been drawn.
And also, I would like to retract my earlier comment on this matchup is pretty much unwinnable for the Shaman. When the D8 Warlock cuts a lot of its removal, it becomes very, very winnable.
Yeah, cards that would really deal with his board very nicely right now.
School Spirits, Soulshare.
Yeah, like not perfectly, but definitely would have been nicer than just playing a 4-mana 8/8
choices.
that Devolving Missiles.
Yes, this is going to become a 5-drop.
And a
Oh.
very bad 5-drop at that.
Yeah, that's just unfortunate.
Unlocks, no fin, pushes another 10 to the face.
Yep, this is looking rough. There's been no Rod, there's been no free admission played. I think Ufric's just dead.
Yeah, I guess fortunate part for Ufric is Glee is out of burn at this point in time. Clearly doesn't know that.
Unfortunately, there's no way of answering the board.
Yes, unfortunately, he's at 7. And
he's at 7.
There's a board of 10.
Yes, the Matron can obviously kill part of this. Can coin, Drain Soul, kills the 4/3. There's still a 3/4 on the board, which just doesn't trade very nicely with this Waste Warden. Are we going for the 3 mission? Alright, so what
if you have burn, you have burn.
And in a deck which is comprised entirely of overload, burn stuff, there's a decent chance, and with the Dinner Node Taker there, Lightning Bolt, Serpent Shire over 2 turns,
He dodges
going to do it, and does in fact dodge it. Probably going to see the Chain Lightning and a Canal Slugger come down anyway, because the overload from the Canal Slugger is also going to summon a 3/3. The Elemental with Taunt. Not much else to be going on here. Put them to 4. 4 is a pretty awkward total to put them at, because it's 1 tap and then the Shadow Blast on the 4 health minion, of which you have 3. It's still going to be very hard for Ufric to win this game. Actually, gonna hold on to the Chain Lightning.
Yeah, so putting this at a 6-1 is gonna open up if we have some card draw or touch in
Touch.
hand. So I mean,
Well, let's go.
he's
Let's
gotta
see what
go.
happens. I mean, Ifrik, you played free admission last turn because you wanted to go off this turn, and you've got to
And
start
You
going.
haven't gone off quite yet. You have the hand to do it. The coin is going to be enough to play the Dark Glare, the Stealer, and the Matron.
Yep.
Um,
And then we see what happens.
yeah. I guess the unfortunate part is the health. We're gonna have to heal, and outside of top decking any more heal, I think he's
You know, it would be great if this deck had, say, some soul fragments in it for when you play
right
Matron.
to heal yourself up to. Oh no.
Ooh. Well, just another turn for Burn.
Almost out of time.
You're gonna see the Dark Glare come down now.
A little agony goes a
Right.
long way.
You know you're not doing well when you see Tempo Dark Glare.
No, but it's got to be answered.
And it can be answered. Chain Lightning on the rightmost Voidwalker. Canal Slugger comes down. It trades into the Dark Glare.
But the time's here now.
And the Lightning Bloom the following turn means the Brucan's going to come down. And now Ulfric needed to go off last turn. Now
Yeah,
physically cannot.
yeah.
The tap will put him down to -1, which will then heal back up to 2.
He still can
But now
Stealer
there's
Minari,
yeah,
but you can't play
I
anything.
wonder.
yeah, that Glare dying has just it's pretty much ended the game. The Matron Minari would heal up for 8. There is 9 on the board. You would go up to 9. Obviously not an option.
In the darkness for you.
And well, got to be touch.
You know what would be great right now? Soul Fragments.
It would be great. Not playing Dark Alley Pact.
That is also a very fair statement. But Glee.
You know what? This it's looking to target hand lock a lot more than D6 lock, I think. But it's also made itself, this lineup, so weak to any kind of aggression
Right.
that it's just been aggroed by a Quest Shaman. Which
Which is
should
not
just-
something you see very often.
or ever. That's like a 65 matchup for the lock. Obviously the tech inclusions have, I would say, put it right down. Congrats, Clay. You beat the target. Well done. So, we may or may not have Glay in here. It's hard to tell.
You there, Glee?
Wait, can you hear me?
Yes.
There we go.
Sorry, I forgot I was, I had to push the button down. I don't have a open mic right now.
No
Yeah,
worries at all.
it was definitely a match that I needed to win. Starting 0-2 felt pretty bad, so.
And you beat a it was more of a handlock hard counter, but it should have been pretty good against the D6 lock as well.
Yeah, I think honestly, I didn't realize that he had the whole demon package until like after the third game when he played the cards, and I was like, wait a second, what is this list again?
Yeah, that was pretty much our reaction casting it. We were
Yeah.
like, my reaction was more, what is that card?
Yeah.
The
It
4
makes
drop.
sense, but he cut the AoE from that deck, and I knew like for something like that on ladder, you wouldn't know what cards they're cutting, so like you would have to play around everything. But since it's open deck list, I knew what cards he cut. I knew he didn't have AoE, So I knew as long as I just kept going wide on the board, he had no chance, at least in the Quest Shaman matchup.
Yeah.
And then just remove demons. That was really it, because all you could heal at most, and like with 7 mana roughly, with the Mosher 5/5 rush guy is like 7. So as long as I
Yeah.
was past that range, I was good.
On,
But
on the turn 6, there was an option for Ufric to actually go coin, 1 mana glare, 2 mana stealer, matron, hand.
See what happened.
It did
yeah,
not.
I didn't know his hand. He probably was a little bit tilted from that glide.
The glide, yes, the which was a very interesting way. We were stating that he played around it, and then you played around it, and then he actually ended up again another turn where he had a 2 mana stealer, a 2 mana mosher, or 2 health or 2 mana, and then the hand or skull or hand of Gul'dan to go off, but chose to hold it, played the free admission, and you had a very nice glide turn on him there. So
Yeah, I was scared of the Stealer there, because if I glided while the Stealer was alive, it would have gave all of his cards health. So I would have had to delay that. So I was kind of baiting the skull, because I played the Illidari studies. So, and it was coming up to turn 5, I believe. So typically what a Demon Hunter wants to do there is skull. So he probably thought that I was just setting up skull. I hit skull, then I got the punish. And yeah, I think that kind of really carried for that match, at least.
yeah, no, I have to agree. It was done very well, and you had to be happy with the Warlock start that you got off there. And really, what Ufric probably brought was a more target Warlock lineup, if any, with Poison Rogue and the Doomhammer, straight aggression Shaman, and the Mage. You have to be pretty happy getting that Warlock through and being able to pick up the win this week.
Yeah, I was definitely happy. I mean, my Warlock, I think I'm 100%, or I guess I lost one match today, but I have a very high win rate so far, and I basically played the same decks as I did last week. So he did a good job in trying to target what I brought last week. Um, and I happened to hit the nuts. You literally could not ask for anything better in that situation. I think I wanted to hit a Stealer. I think I missed the free admission, and I wanted to hit the Stealer so I could pop off on turn 4, but I needed to search for it because I didn't hit it off a free admission for the Warlock game that I won. Um, but yeah, he was running a different Shaman list, so I wasn't super practiced against that, and I'm not really familiar with that particular Warlock list versus by Warlock, but I did feel like I was slightly unfavored going into today's match.
Oh, you felt you were favoured? That's interesting.
Unfavored. Unfavored.
Oh, yeah. I would say you were definitely unfavoured. It all just came down, I think, to the way his decks were constructed more than anything. Like, I think he had a good idea, but the way I articulated it was to beat D6, you kind of need to be going off turn 4, turn 5, because D6 goes off maybe turn 5, turn 6, but Shaman doesn't do it till maybe turn 6 or turn 7. Like,
Yeah.
with one more turn, you were dead as the Warlock versus the Shaman. You just
Yeah.
didn't give him enough time.
I mean, that's why I didn't play. I could have probably uh potentially played every card at that turn, like the last turn. I set up a 2-turn lethal instead of just trying to go for it, because I knew if I didn't hit the lethal that turn with the Warlock, there was a high chance, especially since he was getting the spell damage minion to summon that turn, like potentially he could do a bunch of burn to my face. So I wanted to set up a 2-turn lethal instead because it was safer. But yeah, I agree. I think Warlock is too fast. Typically, unless you miss everything. I honestly don't really hate the mage matchup either. Um, since the
Unless they run
nerfs.
Master of Cthulhu.
Well, yeah, I mean he hit every single burn card that first like 10, 15 cards he hit. I think double Apexis Blast, Mask, and Fireballs. So like, I missed everything. You typically don't even want to play minions, or you want to clear your own minions in that matchup. And I was just kind of forced to tempo Matron on turn 4, turn 3, which I didn't feel very happy about. And I mean, he just burned me down. But I
Yeah.
don't think that matchup's that bad, all things considered. I think Warlock is just one of those decks that when you have the nuts, you win.
Yeah, that's pretty much the way it goes. Sometimes you have a game where you just like, I don't know how this deck ever loses a game. And sometimes you have like the first game where you just draw your demons and you die.
Yeah, I mean it happens. But it didn't work. It didn't for me this time. So yeah.
That's the most important thing.
Yep.
Well, congrats on your win anyway. It was very well done.
Thank you.
And thanks for joining us tonight too on cams as well. It was a nice added touch. So
Sure. If I knew I needed to start O2 to go on stream, I guess I should start that more often.
I'll make
So
sure.
we'll-
on stream.
Yeah.
We'll see you in 3 weeks.
Something like that.
All right, buddy. Well, you have yourself a great night, man.
All right. Thanks so much.
Take care.
Later.
Okay. Are you guys ready for some BGs?
I don't think anyone's ready for BGs.
BGs.
What's BGs?
I think it's called Fatal Runes.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Oh, it's Mercenaries out.
Mercenaries, yes. THL gets the first look at no. we
That's
don't.
exclusive. THL exclusive.
Unfortunately, no. Mercenaries still gonna have to wait till August 31st. But in the meantime, we do have the always beta battlegrounds coming at you. Blue Lobby this week.
Again. 3 weeks
Again.
in a row.
3 weeks in a row. It's not gonna like Green Lobby. He doesn't like Green Lobby.
No, it's basically I'm trying to not rebroadcast a bunch of teams that have already been put on screen the following week, and it's hard to do.
Fair enough, yeah.
Hard to do, and everybody just seems to land right on friggin' Blue Lobby. So it's like, okay.
Yeah, I guess it is tough when everyone selects the same date going forward, and you kind of have to, okay, well, we saw literally this lobby last week, and so
Yeah.
it's going to be
Let's
nice
watch
to
it
see
again.
some- Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna put some info on the screen there for you, gents.
Flash.
And we got a few minutes. I'm just gonna splash it into our chat so you guys can see
Oh,
what
yeah.
I have on the screen currently, and chit chat away about what's going on with there.
Yeah, so coming, we're gonna see. There's a little bit. Actually, I'm extremely surprised at this Concede Your match, which I think is everybody's favorite coming into this season. It's at the bottom of the standings. We are going to see them tonight. It'll be Lil Manco and I believe Snake Fods will be filling in for the letter W. If I'm correct with that.
You are correct.
Perfect. Yeah, this lobby it doesn't have any of the top teams. It's gonna be one where Daryl and Flurgle only fans is gonna be looking to dodge the lobby with Crafty Monkeys in green lobby. So hopefully going to be able to steal some first and seconds and close the gap that has been created from Crafty Monkeys, who had an amazing week last week. I believe both players or two of their players at least got firsts, and I know Damon, who was the player of the week, getting a first and a second in his lobby.
Oof.
So very good play. But what we will be seeing tonight, we're going to be seeing Dawned 8th as well. You're going to see Jammies and Myanodon. The Risky Refresh is going to be Steffi and Riots. And then Daryl and Flurgle, as mentioned, will be Blue Wolf and ABC. Easy as 1, 2, 3.
And he messes up our BattleNet by being under HZ4873. So
Yeah, it's been the weekend or casting week of interesting names for me. Last night, Swanky Pants had the longest BattleNet hashtag I have ever seen, coming in at 7 letters. And now HZ has a very interesting one with HZ4873. So,
Yep.
uh,
When people's battle tags are just a string of numbers, I always want to know what's the significance behind the random numbers. Is there a
Right?
significance, or did you just pick them? Because then you've got to remember 8 different. Got to remember 4 numbers followed by 4 numbers.
Yeah.
I'm gonna forget that.
Hey, it could be their birthday. It could be April 8th, 1973 is when they were born. Maybe.
Very well could be.
Speculation. I
There's
doubt it.
like the what is it? It's Tom in Grandmasters, with the Tom 35079 or
Yeah.
something, and it's I believe it's the area code or something like that of where he's from. It does have a significance to where he's from, so that'll be special to see, and that's usually how it usually works when you're picking your name. But names have been picked. We're just waiting. Steffi is the leader of this lobby, as she is coming in with 32 points into the week. I believe that is good enough to get her in top 4 points of so far, as we've seen with BGs thus far in the season.
I believe so, and puts
It's actually top
probably the
2
top
for
player.
her.
Yeah, top player of the season so far.
Yeah, so she's definitely going to be looking to solidify that. Even as mentioned earlier, Crafty Monkeys is in the other lobby. So this is going to be a week where a lot of the teams that are kind of middle of the pack runners right now are looking to quote unquote beat up on some of the teams that haven't been
Yeah.
performing so well, looking to take advantage of a lobby that maybe could be a little bit weaker from week to week. So especially excited to see if Steffi can continue her dominance. I know she got a first last week as well, but there are some names in here that are very, very strong. I mean, Lil Manco, the winner of the Octathon Battlegrounds, I believe, which was a few months ago, as well as just a Battlegrounds auto battler extraordinaire, around Storybook Brawl, the newer one that's come out, is just very well versed in the universe and community. Myanodon has done very well for himself lately as well. I believe that's second in his first week for a team that was basically coming out and saying, we're here to play, not do okay. They've been doing well for themselves.
Yep, they are higher than 8th, so Donde is false advertising, really.
Yeah.
It's just Donde who has to be 8th. I think that's how they get away with it. He's expecting a lot of the other team to do the heavy lifting for him and get him through.
Yeah, Donde just relies on all of his teams to carry him. That's how it works. That's how it worked on Zilfs for many seasons.
Yeah, that's right. You helped coach, right? Or played as well.
Yeah, I was a Zilf for 3 seasons, and then I left on amicable terms. But I'm actually playing against Donde directly after this lobby.
There it is. Yeah, right into it. Is that for Legacy or Hero?
That is for Legacy.
Very nice.
We've so far had a sweep go either way, so it's essentially down to a best of 3.
Yes, Donde caught me in week 1, a run back of playoffs, and swept me ever so nicely. So I have to find my revenge sooner or later.
Getting swept by Donde, it's just embarrassing.
It is. It really made me rethink. I almost took a sub in everything the following week, but I bounced back, got 2 wins, and that's the way the story rolls.
I'm proud of you. Now you just got to play Donde again.
That's it. I got to redeem myself. I can't allow it to happen.
I will sweep you. I will sweep him in your honor.
Thank you so much. That is a fantastic thing to do. I don't think I've ever been offered something so common before.
So we're just waiting for Steffi's friends list to settle. So
yeah, it's
you
it's a
kick
bit
some dust
frustrating that
around. You kick some dust around, and maybe the friends list will settle down. But nah.
yeah, it is a bit frustrating that the friends list is having so many issues. Hopefully, this maintenance they're doing on Monday kicks into that. But there is a little bit of Battlegrounds news. After Mercenaries is announced, there's supposed to be a massive, massive overhaul of Battlegrounds. They're actually rotating 30 cards out and putting 30 cards in. So it is the most that has been introduced other than into a expansion, or I would say expansion, but into just a as Quillbores were included or elementals. But now we're removing 30 cards that people have been used to playing and introducing a brand new 30. And from some of the leaks, if they're true, Pirates are looking to be very dominant again, where they haven't been for quite some time. I don't know if you've played much in the BGs, Rebob, but
I
Pirates,
actually,
man.
I actually came second in the thing in the Octagon.
Hey, there you go. Have you played much since?
Yeah, I play a fair bit. I haven't. It's been a. It's kind of a. I play at work when I'm bored. That's my association with the game mode for this expansion, because I've been playing a lot more wild. You know, there's too many game modes at this point.
Yeah,
it's hard to play all of them.
Yeah, it's a very difficult thing, right? That there's so many, and when Mercenaries that's going to come around, there's just so much to kind of do in Hearthstone that it feels like there's just like I agree with you. When I'm playing Battlegrounds, I don't often play on my PC. I more play on my phone when I'm away or I'm on my couch or something like that. Because if I'm on my PC, I want to have my tracker going and I want to be playing ladder and get the statistics. I don't really play ladder on my phone, so it's a very interesting dynamic.
I like nothing more than playing APM builds on Battlegrounds on my phone and then completely fucking it.
Oh, there's nothing better than APM Pirates with the Quillbores and just missing 5 blood gems in your hand and going, dang it.
Whoops. Why can't I hold all these hoggers?
Yeah, and the finger grease is flying across the screen. It's an awesome experience, that's for sure.
My favorite place to play BGs is on a treadmill at the gym.
That is what I haven't tried yet.
It's quite satisfying because you kind of just forget that you're doing exercise. So you can go for quite a while and you're like, oh, I've done some exercise and tank my MMR at the same time.
Tricking your body to exercise. Very nice.
It's the best way to do it. It's the only way to do it.
The only way to do it, yeah. I was today. Some people say the only way to do it would be just completely confusing your body and not letting it know what is actually happening.
So they're still sorting out the flavorful. Oh god.
Maybe we will get to go into the game at some point. Maybe we won't.
Yeah, if we could. If worst comes to worst, we'll just pass a whole hour by to talk about Hearthstone, Nate Corden.
Oh yeah, I'm great at vamping. If there's anything I'm good at, it's useless knowledge, which has no inclination towards a conversation at hand.
Is
So
there
if
a-
you need a vamp?
Is there
I'm
a
your guy.
D10 Warlock?
So I saw a warlock last night.
Amen.
That ran Moargs actually, which I found was very interesting. It did its job. It was the Moargs with the healing for quite a bit, and as well as AoEing for 4 across the board. So it was a bit of more of an aggro, but I don't know if it was a D10. I think it might have still been a D8. I don't think the Moshas were in there. It's always interesting to see people trying to innovate on decks that are already extremely powerful.
And indirectly making them worse.
Yeah, exactly.
I was just
Like,
gonna. There's
yeah.
only so much orange juice you can get out of an orange.
That's it, man. Once you squeezed it, you just kind of have to move on to the next tree. That's you've done your job there, and you have to pick up something new.
D12.
D12. I mean, we're just getting into Dungeons and Dragons now, and you're swinging a great sword at my head.
That's right. Yep.
Yeah. It's
Ugh.
very interesting to see the dynamic. I always love the names that decks come out with, right? I'd really love to say it's a community thing, I guess, where people just settle on a name of it. So like D6, people and I have people who don't play hard say, well, what is D6? It's like, oh, it's 6 demons. He goes, so shouldn't it be 6D? I said, yeah, but that doesn't sound as good, man.
Then it sounds less like a dice.
Right? Then it doesn't sound as, in the gaming atmosphere. It's just very interesting to see how that goes. But on the topic of Warlock, what about these 2 nerfs we're supposed to have next week? You gonna change the meta, you think, Rebob?
Do we know what the nerfs are? Have
We
I just
don't know what
completely
they
missed
are
that?
yet.
Okay.
Just purely speculation.
Okay, I
Nothing
thought I
here is the points don't matter. The scores are made up. What's your take on it?
Well, I thought I just completely missed an announcement.
No,
Uh,
it's
I think it will change approximately very little unless they completely change how the quest works.
yeah, I think the quest does it really facilitates a weird game where the self damage that Warlock can always do, which was so detrimental to itself, and seeing the healing cards that it does have access to as well, especially with newer editions like Touch, Soul Drain, and even just having Tamsin to be able to cycle a lot of those cards. Um, it's pretty much doing it for free. So I think the biggest things people are speculating about is battle or backfire going to 4 and the always aforementioned Stealer possibly being changed completely, and not for every card you draw, maybe just for the first card you draw each turn.
Steeler's just one of those cards where they need to hold up their hands and say, okay, our bad. This one was a mistake.
Yeah. When
Stealer of Souls is a Yu-Gi-Oh card that somehow made it into Hearthstone.
Pass it on, yeah. And to ban it wild, leave it in standard, say it's not a problem, and then it becomes a problem in standard. There was a point where maybe that was just the better option to just yank the whole card and say, hey, our bad.
Yeah. Shouldn't have done it.
Shouldn't have done it.
I mean, they've already had to completely ban it in Wild.
Yeah, I don't play a ton of Wild, so before my matchups, I usually just convert everything to Wild so they don't show up on the deck screen. And when I converted one of my Warlocks, it said one of these cards is illegal for this format. I was like, what in the world? Like, it's Wild. And then I remembered. So that's just an interesting thing to remember if you're not really into the Wild formats.
Absolutely.
Just giving a quick update. So Steffi's got 7 out of the 8.
Hey, that's good.
Yep, we're waiting for Snake Vods. Snake Vods doesn't show up, then at 9:15, we are gonna go because that's in the THL rules. There's a 15-minute grace period. Then after that player can. Oh, Gordon left anyway. That player can jump in afterwards. Hey, welcome back, Gordon.
Wow.
Are you
that's
secretly
me trying
Snake
to
Vods?
find the blue lobby, but I'm back. Hey.
Welcome back, bro.
Hey.
I clicked on the lobby B instead of blue lobby, and one is a text channel and the other is a voice channel.
There you go.
So I was sucked into the rabbit hole.
Perfect.
Whoops.
Hey, whoops, indeed. We are back and waiting. Yeah, it's unfortunate that, but sometimes these things happen. But we're going to see some good battlegrounds. If anything, these technical difficulties, if we don't have Snake Vods, it will be a quicker lobby, that's for sure. As well as, I mean, Donde missed his option. This is his only chance that he wasn't going to get 8th. Someone's going to get 7th. Someone's not coming in 8th this time.
Don't worry, Donde will still find a way. Donde's not even in the lobby, but Donde will still find a way.
They will find a way.
He is good at that. Very adept. All right, so in 1 minute, Steffi's going to get rocking and rolling, and that will enable us to finally see some battlegrounds.
Fantastic. So for your, I guess, as your recreational battlegrounds player, Rebob, what heroes are you gravitated towards?
The ones that I know how to play and I know are good. You know, there's there's kind of like three mental tiers of heroes. You have the ones which is like, okay, I know that they are good, but I've probably played quite a lot of them, so I might avoid them because I've just played them. Something like Rafarm, where I know Rafarm's good. I've played a lot of Rafarm, so then there's like a mid tier which is like I enjoy playing them, but they might not be the best. Like I'm a patches gamer. I love patches.
Oh yeah, 100%. I have to agree with you there.
Like patches is not the best. I'll be the first to say that patches is not very good, but he's fun. And when you get to go off with patches, you have a great time. Like it's very much APM Pirates or you die.
Yes.
But if you do get to do APM Pirates, it's great. And just because APM Pirates are my favorite builds. And then you just have the bad, like Chenvala.
Yeah, I find heroes with direction are usually the ones I'm going more towards. So something like you said, patches. Oh, it's buy pirates, and that's really all I have to do. It's not a lot of guesswork. It's not a lot of going around.
Yeah, I don't like the heroes as much, which is like they have a very kind of say unimaginative hero power.
Right.
Like Death Speaker, Blackthorn. It's just like, okay, 2 blood gems. Yes, it's good.
Yeah,
But it's
click the
kinda-
button and in you go. Yeah, I know exactly.
it's kind of boring. Like you pick him if you are offered him and some absolute dumpster fire other heroes. But I'd avoid him if I necessarily had to. Like, I'm a sucker for Reno, and I do generally quite poorly with Reno.
Yeah, Reno is one of those heroes that I find myself holding my hero power a little too much. And then I'm either goldening something that's not impactful or I haven't used it and I've died. So, speaking of Reno, we've got some battlegrounds. We're in the game currently. I am on ABC and he has chosen Reno. There you go.
Beautiful. Do you want to just give us a rundown of who has picked what heroes?
Absolutely. The first couple turns are pretty standard. So let's go through this. For at the top, we have Riots on Shutterwalk. Lolmenko is playing Trade Prince Gallywix, Blue Wolf on Ticketus, ABC on Reno, Myanodon on Cat and Hooktusk, Jammies on Dino Tamer Brand, and Steffi on AFK. Reminder, we do have an unfortunate no-show, so there will be only 7 heroes being played this time around. Not in the game, Quilboars, Elementals, Demons. So what we did just see there for everyone at home is ABC and Blue Wolf teammates actually going up against each other and holding back playing their cards just to guarantee no damage done to each other.
Yeah, so I'm just going to run through a couple of things. First is important to note, this is a Dark Moon Prize game.
Yes.
So Ticketus will have access to double prizes. And in terms of tribes available, we have Murlocs, Beasts, Mechs, Dragons, and Pirates, no Quilboar, Elementals, or Demons. So I would say this is a very good Bran game for Jammies. He's got the Murlocs, he's got the Beasts, and got the Pirates. All he's really missing that he'd be looking for is the Quilboar. But looks like Jammies also has the Murloc start and is going to be has remained on 1, so we'll be kind of holding onto those battle cries until he gets hold of the Bran, and then we'll start. I'd say power leveling. So I'm on Steffi's screen. She's just gone off with AFK, discovering
AFK.
minions. gets a Salty Looter, and second one option between Khadgar, Macaw, and Strong Arm. Goes for the Strong Arm. Has a token, the Alley Cat, to be able to play that, sell a 1/1 and level at the same time. Actually gonna play a Scavenging Hyena instead to try and get a little bit stronger. And is playing against Riot's her teammate, so holding back the Looter and the Strong Arm. They are trying to do their best to tie. Unfortunately, missed a 50-50. Stephanie's going to do 2 damage to Riot. But no real biggie.
Being your teammate this early on is pretty much exactly what you need. Doing 2 damage at this point in time is not going to change the game in any sense. It's, when you're possibly going to put them out, that's really when the biggest thing is you're looking to minimize damage completely. So a lot of the times you'll just see them go at it here. ABC has still trying to find the good minion to Reno Hero Power, has found the Might of Stormwind prize, going to buff up the 3 minions on their board, just to be able to try and weather this storm. Unfortunately, hasn't been doing the best. Actually doesn't play the Replicating Menace on the Kaboom bot, which I do kind of like that play. You need as much on the board at this point in time, and definitely going for a more aggressive tavern up to find a very impactful minion.
10 spot. I've just moved across to Jammies, who's currently undefeated and is 2 off getting the Bran online. But I'm just going to have a look at your screen, Corodon. It's a bit of an awkward one for Reno.
Yeah.
Going to be really, with no pairs, kind of lacking any form of direction, and there's no clear target for the hero power. The 1/1's actually going to do a fair bit of work against Jammies here. Just kind of worked out that with all those tokens that he's been amassing, it's worked out as a small win for HZ.
ABC. ABC is the best way.
ABC. Yeah.
Easy as
ABC,
HZ 4873.
Yeah. But no, as you said, and I think it's at this point, it's just triage and trying to find impactful minions. Second Replicating Menace or a Khadgar, even the Darks, the Spawn and Azoth isn't the worst option here. Tripling a Replicating Menace is something I don't know if I've ever done myself or seen done. But at this point, if it's your only pair,
why not?
it might be the option you take. You can pick it up and slap that golden setting onto somebody as well. So, yeah, that's the call. Okay, interesting.
I know we're looking at HZ right now, but my screen is currently on Jammies, and in one shop he was just offered 3 Tidehunters, and is about to get Bran.
That's a few triples.
He already had 2 Tidehunters and 2 Scouts on the board. So we are looking at a lot of Bran triples, assuming he doesn't take too much damage imminently.
ABC, on the other hand, just popped Riots for 19 and started to level out a little bit, takes the tavern up, and probably just going to buy one of these Salty Looters, I would assume, and just start looking for a direction at this point in time.
Yep, just got to find something. Probably going to get the double pair here. Loot is a decent pair, and then if you do manage to triple into the Hogger, Reno Hero Power, you've got your comp. You just buy every pirate and just keep jamming it.
Yeah, it's
did manage to break the curse of the Hangry Dragon. Which was crucial.
Yeah, Hank has been fed. So hopefully we'll still continue to grow. As I look down, nobody else other than Steffi is really going pirates, so it could be an option to freeze this salty looter. It is another pair, and we do not have a direction currently.
Yeah.
All right, we're coming into a
Well,
ghost board.
I think it's a visual bug. It does kind of
Yeah,
show.
I don't believe my Anodon has left after getting a Razor Gore and a brand.
Yeah, that would
Oh, what a
probably
tie!
explain. Yeah, that's a huge one for ABC. But if you want to move over to my screen, see what Jammies is up to. There is a Light Fang, there's a Bran, we're seeing some Jugs or Mugs, and there is a Hydra. So very much got the makings of a decent menagerie comp here. Just going to look for a couple more premium minions to be going off. Pretty much
Yeah,
any.
gonna have to find. I guess looking to hold the jug and the mug, just to hit some impactful minions, but always poisoning a Murloc, getting this this one Murloc up is going to be great. And even just finding a mech to get large and then slapping a divine shield on it, I don't mind making an 8/9 death rattle mech. Sometimes can sneak you a few points in the later rounds.
Yeah, I mean it's worth noting. We're still on 9 gold, and Jammies is going to be ending this turn with a 16-18 Hydra, and it's very much at the point in the game where a big cleave can just absolutely wreck you, because we're not really at the point where people have started getting Annoyer modules onto their mech unit, where people are really playing around cleave at this point in the game. And you can see HZ has
Ooh.
well, we can see
Gold.
that there is a golden Jugbot.
Yeah, we did leave him just not too long ago, but he looks like he's used to the hero power. I can't imagine he found 3 of those.
Yeah, that's obviously where that has come from. It's getting big.
It's getting quite large, and I mean, depending on where this trade goes, it's going to be a tie. Oh, it's going to be
actually
a
a
loss.
win.
Oh, because of the death rattle on the other microbot. Wow.
Yeah, that was a surprising win. Looking at the way the boards were set up, didn't seem like that would be the case. And we're into our next prize turn. Just going to go over what Jammies was offered.
Ooh, double minions attack.
Double minions attack is...
That's a 32 Hydra.
Yeah, but I think what Jammies is going to be prioritizing here is getting, I'd say, at least one more decent minion to be, replace the Jug and the Mug, start scaling with this Light Fang. Probably looking for a dragon. Ideally, be finding a Bronze Warden, or a Hogger isn't a bad one to be going for with Menagerie. And I think the switch for Hogger from the Mug, which appears to be what Jamie's going to go for. Pretty decent change. Coming up against Steffi, who has apparently gone for Pirates. We've not seen how she's gone, so it'd be interesting to see what her board is looking like.
Yeah,
Steffi and Riot's both kind of loitering down below, but Riot's has reached tier 5. No, we have not looked at Lolnenko. Do you want to have a look at Lolnenko next? Because he's on tier 6.
Yeah, we could definitely jump over. I was just on Blue Wolf there, who was sitting on tier 5, and this is definitely a hyper lobby. There's a lot of people that want to go fast here, and I don't blame them. A lot of the heroes we're seeing right now do exactly that. They're really good at finding top quality minions and just abusing the fact.
Yep, and that is lights out for Steffi. Unfortunately, that's a 7th place, and I think now's a good time to hop over to Lilnenko. I'm looking at your screen, and wow, it's going well.
Yeah, going very well here on Little Nenko. Has found pretty much everything. Had the Menagerie build going. Has the Mithraxians. Both of them have been buffed for a while, and I think just waiting for a few animations to finish off here before he pops off.
Yeah.
Ooh, a Caligos, but no dragons really to buff.
Yeah. Lilnenko's got the makings of a very strong Menagerie build. He's not going to be pivoting
Yeah.
to dragons this late on.
It's interesting because he's still playing the battle cries with the brand. If he were to find Amalgadons or something like that, Caligos could possibly fit in. But there's the poison Murloc.
Yeah.
See if he goes to pick it up. Double proc on this.
Look out, does not find the Amalgadon, unfortunately, but
no Amalgadon. Double miss.
Pretty good. And there's the
there it
Donga.
is. Does he have the time to get it through? Gonna sell off the Salty Looter. Misses the poison. Wow.
Yeah. And I really like that we saw there from Lilnenko, which was, restraint. Some players may have they would have gone for the sell the Toxfin, sell the Coldlight Seer, buy the Primal Fin Lookout, and possibly risk ending the turn with fewer minions than they should. Lilnenko said, my board is insane. I can just hold off one turn.
Yeah, especially being at 38, he's a very healthy state and is going to slam Ticketus there for 22. Luckily enough, Blue Wolf had the help to facilitate that, but I don't know if they're going to be able to do that again. Lilnenko looking to go off again. There is the Primal Fin Lookout. Hopefully going to finds the Toxfin again for this Amalgadon, be able to fix it, and I'm assuming a Rock Pool Hunter here.
Yeah.
For those who don't know at home, the reason he has the 15 to 16 gold here is for every minion you sell, you get an extra gold next turn. So that is extremely important, especially in a brand build where you want to buy as many battle cries as physically possible. This is exactly where it comes in. I mean, Lilnenko hasn't even dipped into his actual gold for this turn.
Yeah. I think after this, we're going to want to have a look at what's going on Riot's screen. Riot is playing his Shudderwock. And as you all know, the general plan with Shudderwock, since its revamp, is 0 cost to take hero power, add a 1/1 shuddling to your hand that repeats all battle cries that you played. You usually play the first one on your first turn, and then the second one when you want to go off. It just allows for an incredibly insane high tempo turn. And Riot has been hitting people for, the high 20s. Has just knocked out 2 players in a row. In Jammies and Myanodon. And looks set to be knocking out another player now in Blue Wolf. So it looks like we have the makings of our top 2 here, I think, in Lilnenko and Riots. And Lilnenko's board is, it's very strong, but it's very kind of one minion centric. The minion quality isn't that fantastic outside of that one Amalgadon. Really wants to get the Foe Reaper tripled and get an Annoyer module onto that and triple the Mythvax as well.
At this rate, having the two bigger minions is more than likely the best chance. Having one big one is okay, but Poisonous at this rate, with Beast being in, Murlocs as well,
Oh.
it is very easy to pivot. There's the Golden Brand, so that's a massive pickup. I think he might sell off. Ooh, there is the miss. So I think now he can actually get rid of the
The high main, yeah.
high main. And
Oh.
stop. Oh, bad rolls. Next.
Yeah, there was that. There was an Amalgadon in the first one, which was
Yeah.
what Lolenko was really after. A jug with a golden brand, never gonna say no. Though there's only actually 2 minion types on Lolenko's board to be buffing these Mithraxes.
It's still a 6/6 across the board onto even spreading them out onto those Reavers is completely fine. I mean, at this rate, I think it's worse to actually triple these bigger minions. Simply because Poisonous can absolutely destroy your board.
HZ's board is actually hilarious.
It is a very interestingly put together board. Did get him to a 4th place. So
Actually, to 3rd place.
technically to a 3rd place. So,
I mean, it's a very good example of making use of what you're given.
take what you need and get to the top 4 or top 3 position in this case, and very well done by ABC. But Lilmenko is going to make quick work of that board, and we're going to see a finale of Riot versus Lilmenko.
Yep, and we are going into the final prize turn. And I believe you're currently on Riot's
We're
board.
on Riot right now on your screen.
Yep, and
Ooh, 'cause I
seeing
already
the
have-
prize, both players have actually got the same prize, the
Divine
the Holy
Shield.
Light, and just tripled into a Eliza gets a Myexna, which is going to be the Divine Shield target.
Ooh, very, very good Divine Shield. Both these Amalgadons, a Divine Shield and a Myexna. I mean, for as big as Lilmenko's board was, as we just saw, I don't know, outside of a Ghoul, it might not be the easiest victory here for him.
Yeah, see where the two players' boards differ is minion quality.
Oh, yeah.
Riot's has, the best mech, 2 perfect Amalgadons, an Eliza, and a Divine Shield Myexna, as well as just a Ghast Coiler to round things off as a, it's just a very strong minion which has been around for a while and has been buffed quite a lot. There's Lolenko gonna need to rely big time on the cleave. And
Yeah,
what-
has found the triple and actually got a Divine Shield on it, so hopefully isn't going to waste the Divine Shield as Riot has properly, is playing around that
yeah,
Divine
what-
Shield pop.
Yeah, what's interesting to note is neither of these players have played against each other this game for a while. Taunting the brand there worked out very well
Yeah,
for
extremely,
Lolenko.
but there goes Eliza. Brand gets
And
hit.
the Amalgadon
Yeah.
did not die from the Mithrax attached, which is absolutely huge.
Yeah, and now, unfortunately, these are too big. It's not going to be game over, but it's definitely looking bleak
Yeah.
for Lilmenko. He's gonna. The good thing about Lilmenko now is this is going to, hurt a solid 24, but he knows what he's up against now, and he can make the pivot. So he knows I need a Ghoul, regardless of how many Divine Shields might be on my side. I need to get a Ghoul to pop them on the other side and be able to clear over. But there is a 27/27 Gas Coiler. Even if he kills the board, Death Rattles coming out could just spell disaster.
Yeah, and also does have a Murazons to maybe just get some more of Riot's board.
Wow, yeah, got quite a bit of Riot's board there. Not really the key ones. Got the Amalgadon.
Got the Amalgadon, but did miss on the Poisonous for it.
Yeah,
So really going to be looking for a Toxfin to make the most of that. And
might
the
have
issue
to
for
throw it
Riot,
away.
the issue for Riot here is, he's kind of peaked. We're
Yes.
likely going to see this. We're likely going to see this Light Fang get sold, as this is going to be the final turn,
Yeah, I
and replace
agree.
it with the Selfless Hero, as
Yeah.
he's going to be very mindful of a ghoul going into this final turn. So his thoughts are going to be: one, how do I play around that massive Foe Reaper? Two,
There it
how do I play
is.
around Cleave? And this is Riot's answer. Plays around the Cleave by positioning the Taunt at the final end with the Divine Shield. The Selfless Hero is going to get cleaved, and it's going to hit a good target no matter what. Goes right back on.
Yeah, just smacks in there. Lomeko has increased his chances a little bit, but two of the biggest minions have been taken down.
Yeah, and there goes the Foe Reaper, which I think that was the big
Yeah.
one that needed to go.
And out comes more Death Rattles.
Yeah, and
I don't think there's a world where this board gets cleaned up quite enough. And that will be it. So after being closer to the bottom for a majority of the early game, Riots is able to find the victory in game number 1.
yeah, which was very important considering Steffi did unfortunately get that 7th place. So the team has roundly averaged themselves out there.
Yes, yeah. So it kind of seems to be, I don't know if it's just I've noticed it more, but I tend to see when one teammate gets a first, another teammate is typically getting, around a 6 or lower. I don't know if I've seen too many of like a first and a third. It has happened, but it just don't think it's been very common. So we will see if we do take the 5-minute break. I would assume maybe no, as we did get the late start. So yeah, we are going to have a 5-minute break here. So we'll be getting going around 9:47 ET. So I need some washroom, get some water, kick back, relax, and maybe we'll see if we can get that 8th person in for this one. But could be running just on the 7 again.
I have just received I have received 77 friend requests from Cyan Sheepies.
Ah, fantastic.
Apparently they really would like to be my friend. So they may be the 8th person. We're just checking with Saku. Yes. The second legacy match. No worries.
Are you going to be casting through that there, Rebobson, or are you going to take off after Peaches?
I'm going to take off after BGs
Okay.
to play my legacy match.
Oh, right.
No
Yep.
worries. Got to take Donde down.
It's
Oh,
very
yeah.
important to take down Donde. Very important.
Yep.
So we're still on 7 players, Saku.
Yes.
It seems to be that way, unless within the next 3 to 4 minutes a miracle happens, and we find the sub for the sub. But I think it's a little too late for that. Very interesting. We saw a lot of the heroes that had just recently been changed in that lobby. More than anything is Riot's playing on the Shutterwalk, which Shutterwalk before the change was probably one of the worst heroes that you could select, whereas the battle
Yeah.
cry, your first battle cry, was the only one that uh, activated. Now you get a minion that doubles your battle cries twice a game, I believe.
Yeah, it's become, I think, a bit of a overbearing influence on BG's, the new Shadowlock. I think they tuned it a little too much, and because the way the hero power, it can be played on any turn, means
Mhm.
that you can always play both Shadowlings in one turn. Meaning there's that one turn where whoever plays against you the following turn is just dead. And
Yeah.
you, especially if you manage to play it in a token game, you say you play a few alley cats, you play a few Murloc Tide Hunters, you can get, say, 3 triples in a single turn. Once you've leveled to 5, find a whole heap of 6 drops and just decimate. It's kind of what we saw with Riots in that game, where I assume that's where the Golden Light Fang came from. But there was also a multitude of 6 drops on his board. Saw the Ghast Coiler, which probably had come quite early, because throughout the game there was a point where he was at 12 health and then he started hitting people for 28.
Yeah, that's where the swing turn can happen, when you start just popping people out of nowhere. Especially when you're typically looking at the side and saying, okay, so and so lost, did dealt 10 to, okay, yeah, they're not that strong. Okay, and then you get obliterated the next turn.
And then your game is over and you're sad.
And you're sad. Yeah, that's a pretty simplified way to put it. But yeah, I mean, you lose, you're sad. That's kind of how it goes.
I mean, losing is one thing, but losing to the player who's just popped off directly after they've gone up because you just happened to be the one who lined up into them, it's a pretty terrible feeling.
Yeah,
And I think the feeling you get from Shadowwalk now is pretty reminiscent of peak Eudora.
oh yes.
That feeling of just like, there was literally nothing I could have done here. I just got screwed.
Yeah, Captain Eudora, yeah, especially if they found a good golden minion that
Yeah.
absolutely just catapulted them into, like, it was great to find it, but to find a golden minion that also was good was awesome. But with that, 5-minute break should be up momentarily, and we are just waiting to dive in on these players again.
Beautiful. Let's see. So who are we going to start spectating first? That's the question.
That is the question. We will have to wait for a few more reactions. I haven't seen Blue Wolf, so I might jump in on Blue Wolf, as we didn't get a chance to see them last time.
Yeah,
Myanodon, another we didn't really get a chance to jump in on as well. So possibly 2 good starting points there. See what heroes we get involved with, give them a quick rundown, and spend some time with them in the early games, and then sort
Sounds
ourselves
good.
out from that point.
Sounds like a plan. I'll jump on my add-on to get started. Just waiting for players to start the game, I believe.
Yeah, still just got that 5 minutes. Seems like all the reactions should be in. Unfortunately, we are a 7-person lobby again, so we will have to be. It'll be a quicker lobby again, that's for sure.
Got any more vamps for us, Kuroda? While we just have our last few
I'm
moments.
full of
before we get
vamps. You
started.
give me a topic and I can vamp even if I don't know what it is.
Chocolate milk. Cricket.
Chocolate milk. I have to say, chocolate milk is probably some of the most underrated stuff out there, right? A regular cup of milk. And there's people who don't even like drinking a cold glass of milk. For some people, it's just wrong. But chocolate milk after like a good workout or something, just to get the everything back together. And it's just like I personally, if you're into like a peanut butter and jam sandwich, or just a peanut butter sandwich, I think chocolate milk is the top tier answer over just regular.
I mean, I'm a huge fan of it, but enough about chocolate milk. I think the players have got started.
We are in enough about chocolate milk. I will be heading in on Blue Wolf right now.
And I will be heading into Myanodon, who didn't have his spectate on, which is probably why we didn't see too much of him in the previous game.
That would be a problem. Yeah.
So
All
he's-
right. Real quick run through here. We're going to see Blue Wolf on Omu, my own personal favorite. Olnenko gets Gale Wave. Very strong. Riots on Jandis. Myanodon on Hook Tusk. ABC on Dancing Daryl, the newly buffed. Steffi on Lord Barov, a close second, my favorites. And
I
Jammies
love
is
Barov.
on Illidan. Oh, I love Barov. One of my favorite hero powers of the gamble. One of that. Just so good.
Considering what we're talking about, Shadow Walk of newly buffed heroes. Of
Daryl.
course, the newly buffed Daryl, who now gives 3 hats per roll, and has, according to HS Replay, become the best win rate hero just in the game. It's incredibly powerful, and when we look at the tribes and available to
tokens.
us, yeah, we got tokens, we got Murlocs, and we got beasts. So it's a great Jandis game for Riots.
Great
And it's a good,
Jandis.
and it is a great token game for Daryl.
Yeah.
There are mechs, which is what Daryl is really looking to be dancing on tier 3 or tier 4. And when we're on the topic of tokens, Myanodon is on the Hook Tusk, and Hook Tusk in a token lobby can be gross.
Yeah. When Riots found those double tide callers or last time, that's what Hook Tusk does pretty much every single game. Being able to remove a 1-drop token and finding those triples is just where Hook Tusk really excels.
Yeah. Just going over to what's happening with Blue Wolf. Blue Wolf completely missed on an economy unit, so didn't get the real Omu power spike of turn 2 sell token buy.
Yeah. Had to go into the turn a bit weaker to be able to still kind of stay on top and essentially upgrade the minion that they did have.
Yeah, and it's just a little bit awkward still.
Yeah, these turns are very awkward. Almost like the sell and buy the 2 Quillboards here.
I mean,
Think it's more
yes.
impactful. The road boar with the blood gem on it has a tendency to give more blood gems, and you can kind of stabilize. I don't hate it, to be completely fair. Athletic Cocoon?
I think
Okay,
it's the best of a pretty bad bunch, and
yes,
the Blue Wolf must be playing.
he is coming into his teammate in ABC, so holding back the other minion, and gonna take a quick little loss here, but that's fine. Not taking a lot of damage at all.
Nope. Totally fine. And oh my god. You might want to come over to Myanodon's screen at some point, because Myanodon has gone for the quick level curve, leveling on 4 gold and on 5 gold. Obviously playing Hook Tusk in a token game. And first shop coming up has found a Khadgar, and oh god, this is going to get really disgusting. I'm just gonna watch, see how Myanodon wants to approach this exactly, because there's quite a few things could be going for here. But I think we're going to see quite a few 5 drops coming up on Myanodon's screen very soon.
Blue Wolf has decided to play that Quillbore and picked up a spawn, holding on to the good stuff. Really needs to get a board that is going to be able to allow Olmu to utilize the hero power and tavern up very quickly. Because really being on 3 right now with a board that's not as strong as you would like to see could be detrimental to Blue Wolf in this game.
Yeah, Blue Wolf has just he's whiffed on the start entirely. And
Wow. It's gonna pop the microbots coming out here. See if we can clean up a little bit of this mess, but that's a lot of extra damage.
yeah,
It's
that
a
is
full extra 7. That
yeah, that's a full 8. When you're Omu and you are not A, ahead of everyone else's curve, B, very strong, you're just looking rough. Over on Myanodon, I think we might be going over.
Yeah, we can jump over if you like.
Yeah, Myanodon he's hit Khadgar and has hit several token generators. And we're going to see the first of what is, I assume, several 5-drops. Just misses on one Tabby Cat there. Maybe could have solved the Tutu. And
Oh, Light Fang.
yep, that is a Light Fang, which could see a sell to buy this Harvest Golem. Yep, I like that.
Looks very much like the explosive start that Riots had there last game.
Yeah, this is. I mean, it's very much weak minions for the time being, but it's worth noting that Myanodon is this is turn 5.
Yeah, I mean it's turn 5 and
It's
has
turn
set
5.
him-
He's on tier 4, and there's a Light Fang.
Yeah,
Now he can really prioritize getting some premium minions in place for. There's a Hydra.
that is a premium minion.
That is one of the more premium minions. There's a possibility that after the hero power could get a triple on this rock pool as well. So we're probably going to see the hero power on the Tabby Cat. That's not going to be any use now that we've got this beast.
An alley.
There is still a cat girl there. Could possibly
Yeah.
go for it. Just going for the swabby though. The cat girl
You'd
is
have to sell
probably
too much of the board. Hey, who needs to hero power?
not Myanodon, that's for sure.
All right, gonna sell off. Gonna try and get some triples here. What do we got?
That's a peg. Oh, I would have really liked to see the Pagel here. It's quite early in the game. There's no pirate.
Pagel can get out of control and really steamroll, get you some great minions in hand, and allow you to, not even if you're going to use them, it just gives you some economy that you can abuse. Selling off minions that you don't have to pay for is always a great way to do it. That is so from the Microbot build now going into the Mechano Egg build.
Interesting.
Very interesting. Cleans up a lot of this board that would have been putting a hurt on. Gets the Mithrax and the Light Fang. Only takes 7 or 6. Could have been very deadly.
Yeah. So Myanodon looking a bit more hopeful, I would say, in this game than the previous one. Yet another alley cat. Not going to take it this time. Obviously, no reason to. We're probably going to see a level come here before the Primal Fin. I like acknowledging that the Khadgar is not important anymore. There's the Tox Fin.
Nice, very nice. Gets the Tox Fin.
Opportunity for one roll here after a full sell.
See what we can
Perhaps
get.
let's see the Metal Tooth Leaper here. Not sure about that. Could see a road ball. There is no Quillbore currently in play for my Anadon. Could start getting some blood gems, but just going to look for some more premium minions, it looks like. And
Brand
Brand's
with
pretty-
a mug is very interesting. Especially with the Mithrax. Yeah, I mean, this is looks like my Anadon's going to start running away if he really finds if he goes this Brand way. Even though Lightfang is his buff spot right now.
Yeah, we could just see a pivot here from my Anadon. The game's still early. He doesn't necessarily need to go full menagerie. There's still the option to kind of stick on to go towards Murlocs with the Bran and just kind of incorporate the Hydra into that menagerie.
Ooh, Kaboombot gets popped.
Next turn, we'll flip over to Cord in there, whoever you're
Well,
spectating.
that is perfect segue because I am on Jammies, who we just fought.
Nice.
And
What a
again,
segue.
10 to the
took
face.
10 took 10 in the face from my Anadon there.
We get
Let's-
hit and we shift on over. I actually have had the best of luck being double Dark Moon Fair prizes. So Jammies is looking at an on the house, like double the minion and evolving. He's only on Tavern tier 4. Take
And
the evolving Tavern, not a prize that I've seen quite taken very often.
no, I would agree with you there. Ooh.
Oh, and doesn't go for a tier. You're going for a tier 5. Doesn't want to go for the tier 8. All right, a Hogger, a Mithrax, and a Lightfang. We've got pirates, mechs, and a Quillbore.
But go for the Mithrax. Interesting.
Yeah. It seems slow. We are
Yeah.
on turns 8 now.
Yeah, I think
Um,
what Jammies is, he's. I'm not sure Jammies is playing for kind of the top 1-2 place at this point. He's playing solidly for a top 4 finish, I think.
Playing
here.
to survive, yeah.
Yes. Ooh, good job. We just left my Enid on screen. It's getting pretty disgusting over there.
It's getting scary. Well, maybe we'll find him at the finals. We do find the Macaw. I mean, Jamie's is set for a very good death rattle turn. I mean, if he can find some key beasts, if he can find the Gouldrin or the well, really just Gouldrin at this point, and then just pivot into some decent beasts, he's not
Yeah.
in a horrible position.
No. The
Doesn't get the spawn proc.
yeah, that's quite unfortunate.
Yeah, I might see the Kaboom bot gone simply because you want to be hitting the, well, technically 4/4 in buffs when the Rivendare gets procced as well.
Yeah, this is
This is
looking
a
like
lot of damage. This is it.
that's lights out for Jammies, unfortunately.
Yeah, Riots just puts the boots to Jammies.
Uh,
2 go out.
And that's another goner. I have
Duo
moved
and
over
Jammies.
I've moved over to Steffi, who has
All right.
gone Murlocs with a little hint of taunt on Barov.
Well, we will pivot our way over to Steffi.
Yep.
While I jump on into somebody else here. Let's jump into ABC.
Yeah, and Steffi's got she's got some okay Murlocs. Hits a single Toxfin, another Toxfin. Needs to start getting all these Murlocs to be poisonous, I think. But really looking for a Gurgle, most likely. Needs to start ramping up the stats
Yeah.
of these Murlocs.
I think she's doing a very smart play here where she realizes how far behind she is and is now just playing the poison Murloc game. I completely respect that. It is that's a very, very good evolving.
Oh, and
Ooh,
we might
Gas Coiler.
we might see a Gas Coiler to survive here.
Uh,
And gets the bet on the ghost,
Yeah,
which
so-
is always what you like to see.
Yeah, I can't imagine she chooses to go against Riot's her teammate into the ghost there, but you never know. Maybe Riot says, I can't. I'm done.
Oh, and huge attacking order there.
Yeah.
Poisonous does not die, and this golden micro mummy is
Ooh.
just surviving all the way through.
But
Which
the
should keep Steffi in
macabre
it.
pops.
Not fantastic.
No, this
ones.
poison needs to be dealt with pretty soon. There is still quite a few death rattles on the side of Lilnenko.
Does not hit the
There it
poisonous.
goes. And
But
misses the gas coiler.
this is the
That's
gas
a lot
coiler
of blood gems.
twice. Oh, the gas coiler survives at one. Oh, but that does still survive. But
Yes.
once you have macaws and gas coilers, things can get pretty messy. But Steffi survives another turn. Is
Flies
playing
out
against the
one.
ghost and
Oh,
finds a Felfa Navigator and a Begurgle. That Begurgle
there
is
was a tie on the
huge.
ABC or on the Riots board as well, as she got her gold back. So,
Oh,
uh,
that's a double
oh,
primal fin.
that's also a divine shield.
Yeah, you can't say divine no to divine shield when you got a big.
I mean,
taunt.
she's gonna sell down these Murlocs anyway, so going for these primal fins is probably the first play.
Looks like going for the triple on these, trying to hit that Amalgadon, as the Dong will obviously replace this.
All right, here we go. Drum roll. No.
No,
Big-
it's still a poisonous.
Yeah, poisonous is still gonna get her going. It still gets her in the right direction. Looking for the another. Finds the Toxfin. Gonna be able to poison up yet again another Murloc. 4 poisons on the board for Steffi. Missed it.
Bit of a didn't go. I think there was an opportunity for a triple there, but Steffi just didn't have the time to play it. Could have tripled that Tide Hunter, but would have put the minion back into her hand, and there was obviously a risk of just dying.
Yeah,
And
takes the ghost down, no problems.
And can continue going. Looks like another player has been taken out in the meantime.
No, they left the same time.
I just missed that. That is another Primal Fin lookout. When you're playing Murlocs and you're getting this many Primal Fin lookouts, you got to feel pretty good.
Yeah, it's nice that she's getting them, but at the same time, her Murlocs aren't really taking off. It is good that now she can possibly just start taking the buff Murlocs instead of having to poison everything.
Yes.
So
there is the one massive golden.
yeah, the thick little guy there takes the navigator because Cold Light Seer is pretty nice here as well. Taking the Toxfin, does she need it? I don't think she has the board space to actually utilize the second Toxfin unless she throws away her brand or the Myexna.
Yeah, Myexna is a pretty solid unit at this point.
Yeah, gonna be able to utilize the brand and the jug there. Finally, the 4th poison minion does come down. And now it's just some Murloc cycle.
Yeah, doesn't even need that Toxfin unless she was willing to get rid of either her taunt or the brand, neither of which I think is happening.
No, I mean, take the free roll here, see what you get, and then make your bet, really. Don't think you need to freeze that Toxfin. As you said, you just don't have the space to actually utilize it right now.
Yeah, unless she's thinking of top poisoning this Felfa Navigator and then going to start looking for Selfless Heroes and Baron, but I don't think she's got the time to really start going for that.
No.
Needs to just keep the buffs rolling as the Murlocs are getting bigger, but they're nowhere near big enough.
Well, this could be the finals here. She's into my Anodon's board, and man, that is a large double Maya. Oh, wow, Cleve. Oh, she's unfortunately gone.
Yeah. I mean, my Anadon is looking. That's a golden brand and a golden light.
Yeah,
brand.
I mean, each turn, his buff spot is insane. He's getting +4/+4 across, plus whatever he is able to play with the brand. That is a strong board for my Anadon. So we do have two going out there. Steffi and Riot's teammates going down together. I am over on ABC here right now. We're coming into the final turn, and ABC finds the ice block. Coming into my Anadon here, ABC might be looking to sneak in with this ice block into a top 2 position.
And that's going to be the plan. Though ABC is coming up against my Anadon right now.
Yes,
Just-
but I mean, like I said, it hopefully sneaks in. This is kind of the whole point with Daryl now is you can just isolate one minion and go absolutely insane on top of it. So this Quillbore that started as a 4/3.
It's now
just
2019.
2019, great year.
Before
Actually
everything went tits up.
Yeah, before 2020 and the end of 2019. Let's not talk about it too much. Flat Tusk is a minion. It's
Flat Tusk is indeed a
It's a
minion.
minion. Would have been nice a little earlier on, but
Yeah, I think we're just too
Pamul
late
now?
for Flat Tusk.
No pirates on the board.
Yeah, this
Oh,
is.
there's a poison minion. At this late in the game, you have the ice block. I say a freeze is not out of the question here.
Not out the question, but just
This is
really lacking some minion quality is Daryl.
Yeah, and this is the biggest issue I think. If ABC can find a Noia module and slap it onto this 2520, and we do have the taunt Argus in the pool right now, so could make this Divine Shield Quillbore a taunt as well, and just upgrade these minions exponentially. But Sorlasks and Rat Packs is really the buff spot right now, but not exactly what you're looking for in a top 3 comp.
Yeah, when you have, I'd say, 4 minions, you're very happy to replace. It's not a great position to be in, and that micro machine just doesn't have a
Oh my god!
a shield on it. Oof.
I mean, if this does anything, ABC is going to get procced here with his ice block, but really he's just looking to see if he can beat Lil Nankle on the Gale Wing. That's the biggest thing right now.
Yeah, and I am actually on Lolenko on the Gale Wing now. If you want to hop over to that, because Lolenko has been quietly churning up a storm here.
Yep, we can jump over. That
Right.
should.
I will settle on up to my Anadon as he'll be getting the ghost, and then more than likely the winner of the following match.
And I can tell you who the winner of that following match is going to be,
So
and it's not Daryl.
that's what I was going to ask. So, knowing the top 3 right now and their comps, my Anadon should be theoretically the winner.
I wouldn't say so, because Lil Nanko and my Anadon's boards are very, very similar.
Okay.
My Anadon does have the greater scaling, but at the end of the day, a 41-40 Divine Shield Poison Amalgadon is the same as a 14-16.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter at the end of the day how big your minion is, as Poison is just going to farm it. I truly think it's going to come down to the RNG of whose Divine Shields get popped and whose Divine Shields run into Poison.
Yeah, I think this is going to be decided quite a lot by Hydra RNG.
And that's the biggest thing, is that my Anadon has a huge
Massive
Hydra. And if he hits a Poison right off the bat and isn't able to clean off the board and the Hydra goes down, it could spell disaster.
Yeah, but there are minions on Lolnenko's board, like the which just
Yeah.
don't die, which don't kill the Hydra in one hit.
Absolutely. If the battle boar there or the Mechano egg do get hit, I think it spells disaster for Lolnenko, who, usually more taunt the better, but in this case, not so much. And ABC does look like disaster has struck and will be taking a third place. So that's, I believe, a fourth and a third for ABC in these two
Yeah.
lobbies. So very well done for them.
Looking at the disparity between ABC's comp and the top two comps, I think ABC will be very happy with the third place there.
Yeah.
The amount of scaling present from so early on was
It was a
just
very similar
much.
build to what they had last time, where it was, I'm just going to top, right? I'm just getting top 4. I'm getting some good points, and that's where we're going to leave that.
Yeah. Anyone who has saw my Anadon's comp very early on.
Yes,
Probably have
my
got it.
Anadon took off and
Yeah.
is still taking off. But, I mean, Lolnenko is going with the old style of, well, if everything has taunt, nothing has taunt.
Yep, except for the selfless hero.
Except for the Selfless Hero, which, I don't know, I guess you put it first, or I suppose if he wants the first attack, he really wants his road boar to pop 2 divine shields. Is the biggest thing at this point. It's the massive divine shield popper. If it can get in and pop both the divine shields first on the Amalgadons that are on the other side, it's gonna come down to who attacks first and if this Hydra gets it off.
Yeah, that's watch the fireworks to see what happens.
Here we go. All right, so divine shields have been popped on one side.
And the Hydra.
Oh, where does this divine shield hit? Oh, it hits the poison.
Oh, it does not hit the divine shield.
No, and that
that's
should be it.
Yeah, I believe so. Unless the Bran and
cleared up his board.
Yeah, the Bran is going to die, so it's not going to be lethal just yet. Going to be actually a very slim margin of victory. Could be 2 more of those. However, Myandots does still have the superior scaling.
I mean, scaling's great in the grand scheme of things, but poison is going to trump your 100 any day that actually it matters, right?
Even on Divine Shield Poison, Myanodon they both have 2 Divine Shield Taunt poisons. Actually, no, Myanodon has a third, as well as a big Hydra, which I think just puts Myanodon as at the favorite. He's got the Golden Brand for superior scaling. He's got the Hydra to deal with Divine Shields better, and has 1 more Divine Shield poisonous unit. Like, Lolnenko has this Flat Tusk, which is it's his only form of scaling when it's combined with Agamagamagamag. And without that, he's just scaling so much slower than Myanodon is. And Myanodon's just got a boat to see what happens.
Yeah, both could just sneak a lethal, right? Because there's some very high value, tiered pirates that can just really roll a lethal. Myanodon has extremely...
and does not hit the 2 divine shields, while that one does.
All right, we're going to have to see what happens in the remainder of this. I just don't think that is a huge cleave. Hydra goes down, but 2 massive minions on the side of Lolnenko are gone. Poison gets the shield. We got to pop this divine shield. It is too late. That is going to be a victory for Myanodon.
Yep, and I think we all saw that coming pretty early on.
It was tight. I mean, that's kind of the thing with these late game comps where they're very similar, is that you need a ghoul to beat your opponent, but in doing so, you've actually hindered yourself. So you're really praying that the RNG falls towards your lap. But with that, Myanodon takes match number 2 for Donde.
Yep. And they are not Donde. Even less so now.
Yeah, Jammy's had a very good showing as well. So
Yeah, Myanodon just showing that if you're Hook Tusk in a game with Murlocs and Beasts, and you get Khadgar, you're gonna have a good time.
you're gonna have a good day.
Yeah. So, do we know how that exactly influences the standings?
We're gonna have to wait. I know sometimes takes a little bit of time for people um to initiate. Riot's getting a first and a fourth is going to give Risky Refresh quite a few points. Steffi getting a seventh and a fifth, so they've pretty much evened themselves out there. Lolnenko got a double second place. That is 100% the showing that we needed to see out of him in order to get concede your match, especially with being down a player in both of these lobbies. Getting both of those is going to be extremely good for that team. Outside of that, ABC got the third twice in a row, I do believe. So right there, as well as Blue Wolf, it's going to be a couple good points for Daryl. Not sure if it's enough for Daryl and Flurgle to close the gap on Crafty Monkeys, but once the rest of the scores roll in, we'll have to see.
Yep.
Absolutely.
All right. So we get Rebobson is going to end up playing Donde.
No, destroying was correct.
Okay, destroying was correct. Okay, all right. So I want to thank Rebobson for joining us on the cast. It's great to get a person with a lot more knowledge in Battlegrounds to help out Corden, of course. So
Always.
Thanks.
It's been a pleasure as always, gentlemen.
Yeah, take care of yourself and good luck destroying Donde.
Thank you. I'll let everyone know how it goes.
Okay.
So
Thanks.
enjoy the final match of the stream, gents, and everyone else. Good night.
Take care.
Take care.
All right. So we are on to match 2, which is not showing up on screen just yet, but it will be. I want to thank the players there, Dragon Ninja and Cyan Cheapies, for being patient during the BGs and the hiccups that happen with the BattleNet.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, no, definitely thank you for hanging in there and playing your match a little bit later than expected. It
yeah.
is much appreciated.
So, both players have banned Warlock here, so that is going to make
I'm not going to see any nonsense that we saw earlier
our
in
life
Pro.
a little bit easier with regards to how many Ds in each Warlock.
Is it a 6, an 8, a 12? Who knows? It doesn't matter.
They are banned. So just queuing up the bans here. I'm going to let the players know that they can start. Yeah. Want to figure out what the advantage is, if it was a good ban for both sides. You want to tell
Tell
the
just
viewers
take a
that?
peek. I gotta slide in because Legacy is a bit confusing right now, as it is crossovers for a few teams. So I had to figure out where we were, but we are sitting in Silver Conference right now. We've got the Wallet Warriors for Dragon Ninja coming up against Flame Pimps, Cyan Sheepies. Both players having an 0-2 start to the season, so both looking to find that elusive first win of the season. Wallet Warriors having an 8-2 win or lead over Flame Pimps at the moment. So there's no time like the present for Dragon Ninja to get the first win to push the victory for the week. But there's no time like the present for Cyan Sheepies to find that first win and give Flame Pimps a chance at taking the week back. So a lot riding on this match for both players.
Yep. All right. So I just let the players know that they can start. So we will spectate Dragon Ninja first, who will be at the bottom of the screen with Cyan Sheepies at the top.
Perfect. Yeah. So with Legacy, obviously in Pro, we were able to see deck lists and really see who was attacking what, targeting what. with the double Warlock ban, Dragon Ninja actually one of the few people to bring the Warrior, and it is what we're going to see right off the bat coming into Cyan Sheepy's Mage.
Yeah, and we can't see it just yet
Ooh.
because my Battle Friends list is
Gotta love it. Well, I can give a radio play-by-play.
please.
Dragon Ninja coming into what seems to be a big warrior, and Science Sheepy's flexing on the ever so known quest line mage. I don't know how this is gonna be. It's gonna come down to if a Dragon Ninja can sneak out some convictions and be able to, get big minions on the board, and if Science Sheepies can find the freezes or just hyper draw through the quest. There is the commencement in hand, and we have a coin too, so it's going to be able to come down turn 6. Couple greetings back and forth between the players. Always love to see it. Corsair's cash picked up. Going to be a nice turn 2 play.
Just loading up my screen.
No worries. Just very basic right now. Big warrior, really not looking to do anything in the beginning. And the quest mage from Cyan Sheepies hasn't found anything really to do yet. Does have the arcane intellect on turn 3. Elects to play it and actually finds the Incanter's Flow, but has drawn both Refreshing Spring Water. So those are 5 mana Spring Waters in hand. So out comes the Incanter's Flow, and out comes the Primordial Studies as well. All arcane spells, so hasn't progressed the quest any further past just playing the 1 arcane. And if you're Dragon Ninja, you're pretty happy that this has taken Cyan Sheepies a little bit longer to get the quest popping and online, because this just gives you the time to sit back. Turn 5, you're getting closer to that commencement turn. That's when you can really start pressuring down the mage.
Got a request for you, Corden, while my friends list is trying to sort itself
Yes,
out.
sir.
Says share your screen so maybe I can slap that on there for the viewers.
All over it, buddy.
At least I have something.
There you go. All right. Turn 5. Outrider's Axe. We could clear off the spell damage here just by bumping the taunt minion in. I think that's definitely, don't want to leave any spell damage up that we don't have to. Still waiting on the fire spell to be cast. We do have the wildfire in hand, so going to be able to complete the tier 1 of the quest. A turn 6 completion on turn 1 is very unlikely. A Saku for a mage?
Yeah. Like, what are you doing? Oh, I see what you're doing. Okay.
Ram Session. Oasis Ally is the frost spell that could doesn't need minions to be played, so Dragon Ninja, we've been waiting. Coin Commencement is the play. What comes out? It might be Lothar, it could be a Moarg. It is a Cowardly Grunt. That is probably the worst minion Dragon Ninja could have got off of his commencement, unfortunately. Because now it doesn't die. It just gets frozen in place and is never going to be procced, it seems. Actually can get devolved as well. So not looking good for Dragon Ninja. Cyan Sheepies, on the other hand, they are rolling through, getting the quest completed, popping the Divine Shield. Going to be able to Refreshing Spring Water. Still needs to play a Frost spell and does have the Ice Barrier in hand. So after waiting 6 turns, within 2 turns, we have completed tier 2 of tier 3 of the quest. And in hand is the Crest Reward. Swing with the axe is gonna prox the ice barrier. I think we're playing the heavy plate just to try to stay alive as. Oh, very interesting play. Shield slams the 6-2 and gets the Troublemaker. Going to be able to push a little bit of extra damage here and might be a little bit of an awkward turn for him to play the Dawn Grasp here. Oh, that's a big draw. That's a huge draw. Oh, man. Fire Sale off the top. Oh, goes for the Cram Session.
All right, there's a few hiccups here that I'm trying to fix in the background.
No
So Corridon
problem
is,
at all.
as per normal, is carrying my ass.
Hey, we're vamped, bud. That's what we do. It's a team effort. Minefield drawn to the hand, not really going to be too great into this turn. Second Troublemaker, I really like just flying down here. You need to be able to push as much damage as you can. You can double trade, hit face, and then play the Troublemaker. Basically restart where you were. Interesting decision. There is a lot of heavy cost cards in Dragon Ninja's hand. Might just hope that one of these ruffians clears the Dawn Grass floor, and it does. So gets rewarded there, but we do have the Fire Sale in hand, gonna come down and ping as the Wildfire was played earlier on, and now the Ignites are starting to roll through with 8 cards left in the deck. Science Sheepies, they are looking to run through the deck very quickly now. Moarg. Forge Fiend comes down, but there is the Devolving Missiles in the hand of Science Sheepies. Finds even more card draw. There is the Ignites. They have 14 damage from hand at the moment. Gonna hold on to the last Ignite, just push 2. And it looks like Cheyenne Sheepies has just run away with the match. Lothar could come down. See if there's a way to proc Gromash. There is a way. You Gromash and you can provoke and push the additional 10, 13.
Mm-hmm.
But you're sitting at 12. You know there's at least 2 Ignites in the deck that have been played twice over, I believe. So, and there they are right there. I believe that's just lethal. 5 and 12 plus the hero power should be enough to get there.
Cyan Sheepies with their big win.
Yeah, Mage getting through. Big Warrior is an interesting bring. I think it has its time and legacy, even as slow of a start as the Mage had there.
Yep.
It's still within 2 turns got through 3 quest line rewards and was able to play Dawn Grasp on a very on the regular turn that you would expect, but you don't expect it all to happen within 3 turns.
Right. Yep.
Well,
So-
all right, Druid versus Shaman. We'll have to see what it is. It does look like it's more of the Miracle Druid with the Auctioneers drawn into hand and coming into the Quest Shaman. I mean, Overgrowth, that's just the hand you need, right? Especially into a
little
Celestial alignment.
A little bit. That doesn't hurt. So apologize to our viewers there again. BattleNet is being very cranky with me right now. So we are currently spectating Cordon's via his screen share, and we're not going to be able to see the cards of the opponent for Cyan Sheepies, who's at the top of your screen.
Yeah, I will do my best. It is a quest shaman for Cyan Sheepies, so if there's anything out of the ordinary in the deck, I will definitely point it out. But at the moment, coin, innervate, overgrowth, gonna go up to 5 mana for next turn. Seems like a pretty good start to this druid. Quest shaman's gonna have to go pretty fast here. It's not a deck that typically will have to push, but there's a lot of card draw coming out for Dragon Ninja here. Hits the guess the weight, gonna go for more, and does hit the body of Cthulhu. So Cthulhu pieces are getting very close to hand as well. Fungal Fortunes for even more card draw. This is an explosive start from the Druid. All right, Quest Shaman is deciding what to do. Hasn't actually procced any overload for themselves this turn or just yet. Canal Slogger comes out just as something on the board, and there is the Lady Anacondra.
That always one. It makes me go into a song. My
And no
anaconda don't
No.
got none.
And
Yeah.
I can assume this is going to be a trade here and an alignment because, well, Dragon Ninja's going to miss their turn simply because they overloaded as well. But Cyan Sheepies also just overloaded. So they are going to miss this turn where typically the Druid would be down. So the Druid's going to have to pass here because of the Lightning Bloom. But there's not a whole lot that can happen here. So this is going to be a quest complete on turn, on the first turn to make sure. So these mana crystals are actually unlocked here, and the charge call might get charged up here depending on how Cyan Sheepies wants to play it. Going for a 6-drop, it looks like. We have Claw Machine, White Claw. Oh, and I couldn't even see the other one because White Mane Inquisitor was picked so quickly. And I mean, Dragon Ninja is going to be able to go off on their own turn. Solar Eclipse into this Nourish. Here we go. Really looking for the additional going to be able to trying to clear here, really. Maw Cthulhu is a great start. Nature Studies is a great start. Dragon Ninja, we're going to have to see some APM out of them here.
Gotta go fast.
Yeah, got to go very fast. I think this deck might be a little bit harder on the APM than the D6 Warlock. Oh, and there's the Auctioneer. The draw is going to start going even faster. Now, when I say the D6 versus this deck, you don't really have to worry about your health, but what you do have to worry about is your mana and the actual cards in hand. Because right now we're sitting at 10 cards and every card played is drawing us one. So you have to make sure what you're doing is not going to draw you additional cards. And you have to make sure that you get your Cthulhu pieces played and that you align at the end of your turn.
All right, folks. After threatening BattleNet friends list to cooperate, everything on screen as it should be. So
Fantastic. All right, we're gonna have to see if Dragon Ninja got it off. The Innervate comes out. Did he get Eye of Cthulhu? Okay. He didn't play the body though.
spoke too soon.
Oh no.
It's close.
So this is where the animation's so Cthulhu. Oh, but he did. Oh no, they didn't get the alignment off. Saku.
Man, I wouldn't be able to play this deck even if I tried.
Oh, it is such a high intent. I've watched Fino play this deck so many times. It's just absolutely insane the APM you need to have with this. There is the Earth Elemental, and there is it's going to take both of them. Both very good cards, but
Perpetual Flame gonna do
Ooh.
any business?
no, I
Nope.
think going for yeah.
You win this.
Doesn't even need the Cthulhu. Cyan Sheepies kind of realizes what they're facing there. The Druid does get through.
Druid goes crazy. I am Rebobson on the screen today. Perfect. All right. So I'd like to thank my friends, my family for allowing me to stream Hearthstone halfway through a match.
No
And-
problem. All the bugs and friends listings have been sorted out. We're back on. We've got a 1-1 matchup coming into here.
Yep.
We'll have to see what comes out.
Shaman
Dragon
Mirren?
Ninjas. It could be. It very well could be. I think the Demon Hunter could be coming out here.
Oh,
No, Shaman Mirror, you're spot on, bud.
I turned on my brushy tuna prediction.
Oh, is that right?
He's always 100% right 100% of the time.
If you're asking Brushy Tuna, then yes, that would be a correct statement. If you ask anyone else, the odds might be a little bit more in their favor.
Yeah.
But I digress. We've got a mirror matchup. Both
We do.
players have a very good start. Both have overloads in their hand. Both have guidance for a little bit more value. It's just going to be who can do it faster and who can utilize the most value.
Out of their overloads, yep.
Yeah,
So-
it's going to come down to if somebody charge calls first, who gets BrewCon down first,
Yep.
who can flood the board. So I do like Dragon Ninja's chances a little more simply because they have the coin
I
and
hear you.
Devolving and Lightning Bolts are very nice.
So that's-
Can't complete this turn.
Nope. Coin helps out.
Yeah.
But you don't want to do that right now, not with... Oh, maybe they are deciding to. See what Dragon Ninja does.
So I don't like it because I know maybe he thinks next turn or they think next turn. Just go Lawn Maker. Okay, fair enough. A second Devolving Missile.
There you go.
Okay.
Why not?
Yeah, I don't know how much Devolving Missile is going to have an impact on this. Really, the biggest impact I can think is devolving into a Perpetual Flame.
Yeah.
So second Wand Maker comes out here. I do think that it might be a little bit different in the cards that are actually run. I know a lot of decks have cut the Wand Makers and the Marsh Spawns, which what we saw from Cyan Sheepies deck last game, they aren't running that style. So
Right.
we're gonna get step 1 completed here for Dragon Ninja. Mana Crystals unlocked coming into turn 5. And Cyan Sheepies is still on turn 1 with only 1 overload in hand, but
Here comes the...
Perpetual Flame, and this is the swing turn that everyone loves to see. Should lock you out for 4, but Serpent Shrine or, Lightning Bolt here is going to be able to unlock you completely.
Yep. Thank you very much. So both players on turn part 2. Yep. Both players on part 2 with Dragon Ninja slightly ahead. Oh, actually, they're tied. Sorry. 0-0.
They are tied, and
For some reason, I thought
very
Dragon was...
similar hands.
Yeah.
Dragon Ninja does have the Marsh Spawn, so can generate a little bit more value. Uh, but Cyan Sheepies has the Perpetual Flame, as well as has Instructor Fireheart. So a little bit more reactive plays on Cyan Sheepy side of the board. Oh, would have loved that to go face if you knew that's the minion you were getting. But
Yep.
sometimes that's just the way it be. Oh wow. I just throw a face. Yeah, there's really no reason to respect these 1/1s.
Rip it face and get your overload going again and overload train. I wouldn't even bother hitting with the snake. Just
And you can. It's got the rush, and it does protect the
Protect, yeah, I
3/3 a
suppose.
little bit more.
Yeah.
A Perpetual Flame clears it anyway.
true. Because of low
Um,
health. Yep.
Yeah. And the Hell Slugger.
What's wrong?
Oh wow.
All right.
Keeps the
Big
wa- keeps-
overdraft.
Yeah. Trades it away, actually. Gonna be overloaded for only 1 mana, and now. Yeah.
I don't
Serpent
know.
Shrine off the top. Oh, no way. Prime picked up.
Not the,
That's pretty funny.
that's a funky prime.
The storm is in
All right. Down comes Lightning Bolts and Slogger. So we are. They're both very close to completion of the quest, but actually, Dragon Ninja, if he doesn't draw an overload card here, is going to have to look through Marshmon and can definitely just miss.
Yep. So we get Devolving coming out. Maybe?
It might have to
Just to see where it lands.
Marsh Spawn first to see, because if you get something like.
Yeah, you get one more overload. You're. as predicted.
No way.
As always
I
goes.
stand in wonder.
Yeah.
Like,
I
hey,
do like drawing or checking first with the Marsh Spawn here. I guess if we're doing
That
doing double
Primor or
charge
no
call, yep.
taker onto charge call.
Oh, Valerian King.
Drake. Yeah, take Drake.
You get rushed out of the other one?
You don't, because it's a battle cry.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah. I honestly, I'm not a fan of what we just saw there. Hex picked up
Oh.
on the side of Cyan Sheepies.
Ouch.
You don't expect it. I do like the Marsh Spawn play and trying to clean this board up a little bit, because now in a game that you were supposed to be ahead of, wow, and as I say that, there is the Perpetual Flame.
Yep. Get him. That's gonna trigger the quest.
Yeah, Brucon can come down, but unfortunately we are just 1 turn away from double playing the charge call.
the elements unbound flow through me.
Quickly played
Brucon
by
gonna-
Dragon Ninja.
Yeah.
Charge call at
And-
9.
Note taker.
The elements unbound flow through
Gonna remove the Brucon.
Boom,
And now
boom.
Dragon Ninja gets a chance to go for 9-drop. I would assume would let. Oh, might go for 10s. I think 10s are a lot better than 9s, personally.
Yep.
Um,
the
Little
storm
bit short.
is in me.
still devolving missiles down to 7/7 to make it a
Oh.
2-drop.
Scrapyard Colossus.
And probably
oh.
Yogg.
Ooh. You low rolled that one. But
Yeah, I think you got to take the Yogg.
yeah. Stat. Doesn't really matter. 5/4, 7/5 is still pretty much done.
Yeah, I don't think we ever take the 1/1 here, just because we are more than likely devolving.
Yeah.
The only reason to go for the 5/4 is it does have the rush, so depending on what this devolves into, we could have been able to value trade
Yep.
down off of a 1/1 minion, but I'm not too worried about that minion. And
Never be afraid.
All right, what does Instructor Fireheart give us? A tidal wave. Let's start cycling these Molten Blasts.
Guidance to help. Oh, Wind Fury's good. Hex.
Take them both. Oh my goodness, so many cards. All right,
Would you repeat those little times?
double draw. There's going to be a lot of animations that Cyan Sheepy's going to have to deal with here.
But able to handle it with that.
Able to clear board, but we do have a Marshbond in hand for Dragon Ninja. That is not the draw you want to see. We'll have to see what Marshbond can get. Guidance is very, very strong here.
Yep. Pull that. See what you get. Devolving. Yep.
Take them both. Take them
Hex.
both.
Oh my god. Yeah, Tidal Surge is good. Especially right now.
Yeah.
Did he use did Dragon Ninja use all their charged call? Or is there that may be one left in the deck?
Turn.
I think it's only used once.
Yes. If they have used them both, I think they Diligent Note Taker one
Right.
back.
Yep.
If they did play that. I don't believe they have, so I do think you might be correct. But Tiny Toys is going to come double casted for Cyan Sheepy. We'll have to see what 5-drops come
What are we
out.
looking at? Some nastiness. Oh, and the big spell buff. But
And the Nara is very good. Yeah, the spell damage is exactly what I'm looking at there. Canal Slugger not going to get through. Devolving missiles into this board is actually very, very tough because you're just making these tutus
bigger.
possibly
Yeah.
bigger. Because yes, it casts 6 times, but there's 7 minions that you could miss quite often.
What's the chances you're hitting 6 out of 7 minions to change their stats or reduce their stats?
Yeah,
They're all 5/5s. Yeah, so that could be a
looking
huge
for
risk.
a way to deal with this. Gonna hex, and then I'm assuming title third the Inara.
Yep.
Dragon Rider has to hope that Cyan Sheepies didn't pick up a no fin can
Ooh.
stop us.
Yeah. Did they?
No
No.
on the no fin.
Nothing. Got nothing for nothing.
Got nothing.
Make it double.
Spellburst gonna
Oh.
grab nothing.
Slogger
Push
coming
12 here. Yeah, just no need to overreact to any board here for
Nope.
Cyan Sheepies.
down. Nope.
Very
Prime
much
fin.
in control. And there's
You-
the prime.
You don't even play this, do you? Summon a fungal giant with Taunt or Rush.
Technically, your
I don't know.
So this has taunt, and then you can make a taunt. So there's an 18/18 taunt, or you can clear off 1 minion. With the amount of cards that's in Cyan Sheeby's hands, I don't know if making a double taunt is
Yeah,
quite
double
enough.
taunt's-
It's gonna double bloom to play out the Canal Slogger,
No littering.
just to heal up as much as possible.
Yep.
The storm
Big
is
Zapper
in
coming
me.
out. Landslide.
Yeah, Zapper is going to be dealing 8 to the board. Perpetual Flame, and that should be enough. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, plus 18. Or 1 short?
Yep. One short. Yeah.
Yeah, so
That's-
Dragon Rider still running the more minion-based quest. Shaman and Cyan Sheepies is going to take the mirror.
for them. All right. So they're down to Dragon. They're Dragon Hunter. Jeez. Demon Hunter.
Yes. I'd be interested to see if it's the Brute Demon Hunter or the Fell Demon Hunter.
We'll say Fell.
You're saying Fell?
Hilda versus Kurtress.
Could be Brute, man.
My quest begins.
Definitely Fell with a Chaos Strike in the hand, I would say, and brings out the Big Warrior. So this is more than likely the better matchup that the Big Warrior was going to have to face off to. Because really, armor gain and trying not to die to a big Il'gynoth turn.
Yeah.
But the Fell Demon Hunter does have some decent ways to deal with minions on board.
So what is Dragon Ninja keeping here? Minefield's good. Well, actually, not that
It's-
good because it
Yeah,
Fell
don't play
doesn't throw
anything.
minions. Yeah.
it could
Bladestorm's
be a
not
full
good.
chuck.
Yeah. Well, full keep.
Full keep. Maybe expecting a Death Rattle Demon Hunter?
Well, hero power definitely gives away Sheepy's hand. So
Yeah, no. Also threw away the far left card, so
Yep.
it has the knowledge that we are not playing brutes. Yeah, this is an interesting mulligan from Dragon Ninja. I really would have liked to see a full throw just to get closer to the commencement turn. Lothar pickup is nice. You can still coin 6 Lothar if there's anything on the board.
I've never actually seen that card played. I've never played Warrior since the expansion kicked out. So this is new to me for Warrior.
Yeah, Lothar is. I think people might have overhyped it a little bit, just because of how the meta is right now. I
Yep.
think Lothar is just very slow. Big Warrior is just a slow deck to begin with, right?
Right.
Pretty standard turns here. Just gonna remove.
Whatever's on the board.
Yeah, that's really what Dragon Ninja's looking at. Gets the Outrider's Axe, so this should telegraph to Dragon Ninja that Science Sheepies is trying to set up a skull.
Yep.
And really nothing that they can do about it
Except
other than start drawing and trying to get to some big stuff as well for themselves. Cowardly Grunt for next turn is very nice.
good. Yeah.
Both Moargs picked up. We have used one Talented Arcanist.
Oh, we got two
Double
draws.
draws. Okay, Fell Blast. Fell Screen Blast is not the worst.
Please, go pick on someone your own size.
Hard Grunt. Draw up to 9 cards. And Heavy Plate. Nice. All right. So,
Big hands from both players.
yes. Extremely big
So
hand. And I mean, Cyan Sheepies did really miss on that skull,
Skull, yeah.
unfortunately.
Oh.
There is the Chaos Lead.
Glide.
Glide.
Glide is definitely going to be
That is an
a plus plus.
interest. Yeah.
Especially knowing it's Big Warrior.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of discounts on
Oh.
any of your cards. I do like it. It
Minefield.
does shuffle the Lothar back in and the Moarg. There's the Bulwark of Azeroth. So actually helped out Dragon Rider, shuffling in 2 very big minions. But
Yep.
the Cowardly Grunt just doesn't die. It will to the Minefield, which we might honestly just see.
Oh, Rattlegore. Good pal
Okay.
Rattlegore.
Yes.
Here it comes. Minefield just to proc the Death Rattle. Lothar.
Lothar is
On
just
cue.
a 7/7.
Turn
Just
7?
a 7/7.
Turn 7? We're good.
Ooh, chase discount is very nice. Alright, we're going to be looking for Chaos Leech. Does find it. That's going to be able to deal with the Lothar very well and heal up to 29.
Yep.
And Skull. Nice position on the Skull as well.
Yep. Getting a warrior down pretty fast. Just hoping for Jade to. Oh, he's got Jade in the hand. I didn't see it. Oh, Jace. Sorry, I call it Jade.
Yeah, it's the biggest key here is going to be when Dragon Ninja chooses to play the Azzinoth.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to see it right now.
Ooh, pops it there anyway.
Yeah, because this can just get chipped down over the turns, and when they expect to play the Il'gynoth, which is right there in hand with the Fell Scream Blast as well,
Yep.
we have the combo.
So we're at 27.
So it's
Yep.
yeah, it's just a matter of popping these bulwarks now, which I think Jace will do very well at because of Fell Scream Blast. But Rattleborg coming down is going to make Fell Scream Blast pretty awkward here.
Yeah. Big 9/9 death rattle that you can't do anything about right now.
Yeah. We could do you could equip Fury Chaos Leech and then play the Jace as well. It just packs a ton of stuff into the Jace and should help clean up this Rattleborg a little bit, I think.
Deciding to tap 5. Swing first. Save the weapon charge. That's good.
Well, yeah, because they're actually going to be able to swing on the Il'gynoth
Right.
turn as well, possibly. Which might have been nice to save the Fury for. There's a troublemaker. This is some pressure coming down
Yep.
for
So you got
Dragon Ninja.
15 damage coming down the pipe.
Yeah. I mean, Sheepies has to answer here.
Got no choice. No choice.
So gonna use one of the Artificers. Oh, cast the Fell Scream first. Only gonna deal 6 to that. It does guarantee kill the Troublemaker.
Hit the 3. Nope. Okay. Commencement. What is that?
Oh my goodness. That's gonna
Troublemaker?
pull. Wow. That should be lethal.
Yep. That's gonna. Bam. We
And
are
the big warrior sneaks through.
going into THL's Game 5.
Game 5. We've got a Shaman versus a Fell Demon Hunter. This is an interesting match because the Shaman wants a board and the Demon Hunter really doesn't play anything. But Dragon Ninja does play a little bit more of the value-oriented list, as we saw last game with the Wand Makers and the Captured and the Marsh Spawns. So could just generate value to use and get the quest done over before Science Sheepies has a chance to draw through to the combo.
Yep. All right. Expected to quest. Expected hero power.
Yeah, and then probably expected Wand Maker.
Yep.
You don't pick the
Oh,
Nice
gets a nice lightning bolt.
Yes, very nice indeed.
Diligent note taker with the lightning bolt. Might be a good turn. Oh, going with the Serpent Shrine.
Yeah, the more pressure put on is better, I think, here for Dragon Ninja, because that's a 5-2 that has to be answered, but Fell Barrage has no problem dealing with.
Yep.
That's like a perpetual flame light.
That's right. Yeah.
Just, I also have one of those, but it only hits 2 minions. Guidance is going to
Guidance.
be double copied here for the note taker.
I'll
Well.
write that down.
Didn't get any overload ones, but he did get his guidance back. So
Crunching like bone.
that discount chaos leech. Okay.
There is another lightning bolt into the hand. This is going to complete turn phase 1 of the quest, with the Canal Slogger coming down for a little extra pressure on the way to phase 2.
No littering.
No littering.
No littering.
Coin into
As he has a
skull.
bucket on his hand.
Warlocks.
Il'gynoth. Wow, just rips that fell screen blast.
Gonna poke for 6. Take it to the face for 6. Yep.
I mean, you just saw, if I'm Dragon Rider and I just saw Cyan Sheepies
Ninja.
react
Dragon
to
Ninja.
a
Sorry, buddy.
Dragon Ninja. What did I say?
Rider.
What? See, you got me thinking
I
Dragon
did.
Rider.
Yep, I did. My bad. Anyway,
That's
sorry
fine.
to
Oh no,
interrupt.
if I just saw them react to a slogger like that, I'm probably gonna play the second one, especially completing the quest on the 3/3.
Yep.
No littering.
Good call.
Job's done.
And with
Yeah,
more
taunt
than
going
enough,
on.
yeah, and more than enough in the hand to complete the quest for next turn as well.
Yeah, what do you got for overload? So lightning storm and the lightning bolt. A lot of damage to the face there. I'm not really getting that much heal back, but
No.
it's
Hmm.
Dragon Ninjas.
I
Contemplating?
like looking for the Marsh Spawn here. I want to save the charge call because we have seen quite a bit used to deal with some wide boards as it is.
Yeah.
I want to see what Marsh Spawn gets us first, and then we can react from that point. If
Wait.
we're holding the bolt or if we're playing the bolt,
Mhm.
it's fine. But
Nope. Opting for facial.
let's go for an 8-drop.
Yep. What 8-drop is chosen?
Alakir
Alakir.
is sticky.
Can't see anything.
It's Plague Proto Drake, Alakir, and Varian. We have taken the Proto Drake. I might have liked to push 6 there,
Yep.
but
Bring him down.
Proto
to 10.
Drake
Yep.
has to be answered.
Ignoring it.
Ignoring it indeed. And this will be quest completion.
Wait to Brucon. I'm gonna.
Yeah, and Brucon is actually going to be able to corrupt the Dunk Tank as well.
Yep.
So double Dunk Tank next turn is going to be able to push 8 damage to the face for Dragon Ninja. And if Cyan Sheepies doesn't react right now, Jace has quite a lot in the pool.
Yep.
Amidst the flames.
I believe.
See what Jace is gonna
I don't
bring
know
in.
if this is a full clear though. Brucon is dealt with. Double MO.
Nope.
So you can pop the Proto Drake, but go through the heal. I like this. We've got the Il'gynoth in hand.
Got 7
You're really
back.
just
Yep.
you're looking for one piece to is that lethal? 8
So we
plus
got double
6 is
8. Yep.
14 plus 8. 14 and 8 is 22.
Close.
You are 1 damage off lethal here. You can count as many times as you want. You are 1 damage off lethal, my friend.
Yep. Dragon Ninja's
So
thinking it out.
close. Yeah.
Do I waste this, knowing that they still got 1 charge left on their their weapon.
Molten Blast is 4 damage.
Don't see any
Uh,
cards. But so what options do they have?
Molten Blast, Vivid Spores, and I didn't even see what the last one was because we took Molten Blast. I like the Serpent Shrine here. But just healing up out of any potential lethal, we are looking for the final Fellscream Blast, and we found it. Oh my goodness. No Molarg in hand. The Fellscream does
Oh,
5.
Cyan Sheepies is they're
So
trying to work it out.
15. He does. I don't think if we play the Skull, yeah, we can't do it this turn, but next turn would have been lethal. Heal up as much as you possibly can.
With caster vision. What
Caster
is-
Vision.
Got
8
11
and
on
8
board.
is 16. And yeah, no, there's just 21 is yeah.
21's not the safe number. So
No.
Dragon Ninja.
Repeat that.
Double dunk tank for 8. Serpent Shrine.
Write that down.
Finish it off. Oh, dunk tank again. Okay. Finishing hook. There
Man,
you go.
Saiyan Sheepies was very close that game. I think some of the reactionary plays, because we had a Fellscream Blast for 0 at one point,
Yep.
and they actually played it in order to clear a Slogger, and I I don't know if that really mattered or if it was a quick reaction to a board that was getting out of control, because we could have possibly pushed lethal with a 0 mana Fellscream Blast there in the last turn, because it was a 15 plus the damage from, might have been a little short without the Moarg, but yeah, but no, congratulations on to Dragon Ninja there.
Yes.
Is able to solidify a victory and get the first win on the season for themselves.
Yep. So now we welcome Dragon Ninja. How you doing, man?
Hello, hello. I'm doing quite well.
Yeah. Had a little bit of worry there with at the start there with Warrior.
Yeah, honestly, I thought bringing the warrior was going to be incredibly stupid. I thought like Wallet Warriors, I got to bring warrior at least a couple times. I brought it last week, kind of didn't go so well for me. But this week, I wouldn't say it went well for me, but I'd say I slipped it by. The only deck that it was favored into was that Fell DH, which I was pretty sure he was going to bring seeing DH locked in.
Yeah.
So my whole game plan was queue correctly and win. Other than that, it was pretty much have warrior not blow up in my face kind of game plan.
Yeah, it even in the matchup with the mage there, it didn't look awful, but unfortunately, even with the slow start that the mage got, when the 2 phases of the quest were completed in 2 turns by, it just kind of looked abysmal from that point on. But it did look very, very good into the Demon Hunter, just being able to armor up and control the board, and eventually the Demon Hunter just ran out of things to play.
Yeah, I mean, essentially that's the entire game plan with Big Warrior. The problem with Mage is that like no matter how bad of a start it gets, even if it gets like the worst possible start, it still is going to be fast enough to beat you. I mean, that's just how fast the deck is. So like when you see 14% win rate on HS replay, Big Warrior into Mage, I mean it's kind of there for a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, can't blame you. And with that, you got your first win on the season, and it helps your guys out to push you. Should be the week, depending on what happens in the other games, but that should solidify the week for you guys. So you got to be pretty happy with that.
Yeah, definitely. I broke my little losing streak I had going. Had a bunch of 2-3s, so I was just I went 2-2 when we were 2-2 against Cyan. I was so worried that I was gonna end up going 2-3 again. I was like, dang, I had to go back to the guys and be like, it's me.
It's me. I'm the problem. Well, luckily, being down in the 2-1, you fought back valiantly and got the 3-2 for yourself. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Now all the hard work's done, right? It's up to your teammates.
That's it. You get to sit back and relax and let the remainder of the team play. I do have a question on the Quest Shaman. So there are kind of like two lines. There's very similar to the one that you brought, which is more minion based with the wand makers and the marsh spawns. And then there's something closer to what Cyan Sheepy's brought, and they brought the, I guess, no minion, uh,
Yeah.
essentially. So what led you towards bringing that style of the Quest Shaman?
I didn't get to activate what the whole point of bringing the minion based was, but I want to be able to get like quest down on one, and then I want to be able to get like a minion or lightning bloom, or I want to be really explosive in the turns like 2 through 4, because I knew if I was going to play a mirror match, being really explosive or getting a good hand and like just filling the board up by turn 4 can usually blow out a game. So I mean, the whole goal was to just complete quests as fast as I possibly could, and then hit the board as hard as I could, which didn't super work out in some of the games. But like having those extra minions, I found can be really helpful for just slowing down tempo, since a lot of the shaman mirror is based on the board.
Yeah, it's a lot of value generation as well, even as you saw in the mirror there. I think you had quite a bit more value. It's just the last cards that they played in the mirror there seemed to just really swing it back towards Cyan Sheepy's side of the board. But yeah, you were able to grab it in the end versus that Demon Hunter, so you can't complain too much.
Absolutely, yeah. The DH I thought was going to be a problem going into the shaman due to its just massive amount of health gain and board wipe. But I found that if I was able to put enough pressure on them as fast as possible, they have to play their cards earlier than they want to and kind of out of value.
Mhm.
So one thing that Demon Hunter has a problem with is like keeping its value train going. Like once it starts getting its motivation or its inertia going, it's kind of unstoppable. But if you can stop that inertia by making them throw cards early, or better yet, throw cards off of not outcasted and such, it can ruin a lot of their game plans because they're planning 2, 3, 4, 5 turns out.
Yeah, I think if you look back, you'll be very happy with the pressure you put on, because actually both games, um, they were able to have a discounted Il'gynoth in hand, a 3-mana Il'gynoth with some discounted Arcanist, but with the pressure that you did put out, had to use combo pieces, and the way that DH is now, those combo pieces are a lot more
Valuable.
unique and
Yeah.
needed and valuable. So that was really, really good play and really strong lines that you took there. I really like that.
Yeah, I mean it's the whole idea. Like if you've got to lose a leg to get away this time, you're not going to be able to run very fast next time.
Exactly.
Yeah, with that. So Al, I just got one question is so Nice Jewish Al, who's typically brings warrior, was that did he convince you just to put warrior there with the rest of the team going warlock?
No, that was pretty much me.
Nice.
I was sitting in my room brewing. I was like, okay, what can I bring that no one's going to expect? What can I bring that no one's got any practice against? I'm like, hell, I'll throw a warrior in.
Yeah,
Who's going
that's
to be
it,
practice
yeah.
against that? I mean, warrior could be rush warrior, it could be big warrior, it could be control
Control,
warrior,
yeah, which is
quest.
Yeah.
yep.
They're all so low win rate and play rate that you can't really guess what it's going to be, so you can't tech against it.
Yep. No, that's a good point.
Yeah. Completely agree with that. And I mean, they all kind of look sort of similar. The control and big anyway for the first few turns. But
Yep.
yeah, I mean, last night on stream we saw Rush Warrior as well. So maybe something happening in the meta. Maybe a little stir going on with the
Yeah.
Warriors coming back
It's
through.
just-
That's it.
It's just THL antics. That's all.
Oh yeah, it does. I have to say, in a closed format like this, a
Yeah.
tournament setting, I think those are the decks that you can find a win, because, as you said, Drake, it's something someone's not tenured towards. You can go multiple ways, and sometimes you can just sneak through like it did.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, if it wasn't closed deck list, I wouldn't have brought warrior. No way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, congrats again on the win there, Dragon Ninja, and you have yourself a great night, and we will probably get you on stream sometime soon. So Expect an invite.
Definitely. Thank you so much.
Take care, man. Wow, that wraps up our night, man. Holy, seems like it went forever just because of this indie company with the BattleNet issues, which
Oh my goodness. Yeah, like
it's
what can you do?
return the game. That's what we'll do.
Return it. I would like to return all of my cards, please.
Yes, I would like a full
Yeah.
refund on the
I think I could put a down payment on a house if I got that
thousands
back.
and thousands of dollars see
Yeah, exactly.
per year.
What?
Yep.
Yeah, man.
I want to thank all the people that were able to be on stream tonight. Really appreciate all the players that are starting to get on cams now. So it's starting to look a lot better. We get to know some faces there, and along with the names, so it's making THL all that much better. So really appreciate the players doing this there this season. So.
Yeah, it's definitely my favorite part. It's tough, like when you're casting, you can't really watch the stream as you're 15 minutes behind, so you kind of have to watch what's going on in the game. So sometimes you miss some of the reactions, but I usually go back and re-listen to how bad I screwed up. But so it's really nice to see. I just watch it right now. I just see Dragon Rider with a big or Dragon. I did it again. Dragon Ninja with a big fist pump to himself and taking the victory there right at the end. So
we had
always nice to see
final wave there with Cyan Sheepy's just giving us a wave before we transitioned over. So it's always cool. It's always cool to see. So again, appreciate the players. I appreciate you, Gordon. I appreciate Robson to kind of stay up as late as he did so he beat up on Donde. I'm not even sure what the results are for that yet, but
I don't think they have anything yet.
Oh, jerk bags. Okay.
Nope. They are in
Oh, yes,
silver.
They do. Yes, we do.
Oh, what happened?
Beat Rebobson 3-2.
Rebob, come on. You promised us.
That's probably why he left the channel.
That's exactly.
Anyway, so we want to thank everybody. There's going to be a couple matches tomorrow. I'm not sure. Just give me a quick sec here while we're going through the motions. Just looking at a spreadsheet. So Saturday Schoolstone currently does not have anything listed on our little spreadsheet. Salty Saturday, we have 3 matches going on with Wild 9 doing the op, Geranium Battle doing some casting. So we got myself and Judo Chop doing a hero series. We have Corridon and Sunday doing a hero series.
Yes.
Then we got Donde and Jammies doing a hero series.
It's a full hero Saturday.
Full hero Saturday. Sunday Schoolstone is bringing Risen and Dr. Fish for Legacy at 3 o'clock. And we got Kodamora and myself at 4 o'clock Legacy. And then your Mom Kid and Trito 5 o'clock Legacy. And then Sunday Showdown is bringing Alien Santa versus Geranium Battle for Hero at 8. And then we got Battlegrounds with Steffi and myself at 9 o'clock to finish off the green lobby. Or, geez, blue lobby. Holy moly.
Blue lobby.
Yeah, and blue lobby. So that is going to be it for the evening. Gordon, you have any final words for the evening?
No, it's been a blast. Sorry that the it wasn't cooperating with the friends list and everything, but we try to give you the best show that we can, and hopefully everybody enjoyed their time.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a safe night, and we are out of here.